Madame Odé Maribeth, Benjou Charlotte. How say? I love you. Mon amour, I love you. C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. J'ai ton amour. Romeo, dis-moi. Oh yeah. Ma chérie, I love you. Yeah. Mon bébé, I love you. Yeah. C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. J'ai ton amour. Oh. Romeo, dis-moi. Oh yeah. Aisha Karaboué, Benedict, yes, see. They won't ready, my lady. I'm already, get more money. I just said, I go on with oh yeah. Je sais pas ce que je l'ai bien préparé. Never you say, never be, no star. You money well, oh, I get you money. Go be you give me more. Oh yeah. Elodie la blanche. My darling, I love you. Hey, mi querida, te quiero. Sí, c'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur.
Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the show. I'm Alfonso Z, and so right here Welcome, Melvin, to Joe Fremont in the house. Just hit a share button and invite someone to your company. This is the Liberia Public Radio, the number 4 and so right here. This evening on the Diaspora Informative News Outlet, LPR, Liberia Public Radio. Good evening to welcome Prince Peters, Melvin, Dan, Jerry Fremont. Good evening to all of our prime-time viewers, followers, listeners. Let's take you to the southeastern side. What a beautiful traditional sound. That's who I am. I'm a traditionalist. Oh, what a beautiful song here. What a beautiful song here this evening, right here on the Diaspora Informative News Outlet. I'm Alfonso Ziensot of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you so much for your commitment to this network, and we cannot keep this ball rolling without giving it recognition. And even if this is the first time, we say bon arrivé. If you are from Ghana, we say Yakwaba. Welcome to the show, to Nora Khan, to Austin, to Roll, to Melvin, always here. Thank you so much. Richard is entering the hall, and of course, my man, Prince Peters. Despite of political differences, but still hanging in there and respecting what we do, and we also respect his views, his analysis. Jerry Fremont is in the hall. Zion Bayer is here. We say good evening to Mr. William T. Barnes. Welcome to the show. This is the Diaspora Informative News Outlet. We will keep this network balanced fair. We will not allow these party-driven commentators, analysts, and think that they're going to shift the destinies of this network. Washington Forward. Nora, thank you so much for joining us here this evening. I am a first so endorsement, and more to come. What is the significance of this endorsement? Does it move the needle? Because most of these guys, they are being with other parties and they're moving around. And this is why when some of us take independent decisions or views or opinion, we are being categorized. Oh, this man, he's on top of this, he's on a cover, he's on top of this. Well, someone must stand, someone must have a principle. And the value, the norms for which this network was established, I will do everything possible that I can to keep that in tight. Trust me, no matter what. I'm not going to eat crow. I'm not going to be the guy who vomit and eat it. There will be no way in this process to take a definitive position. However, I will express my view, my opinions, and as it unfolds, as respect to our country. So that I can guarantee you 100%, some percent, because it doesn't matter how you feel about my position, to which of course is obvious. And it is good for us to have this sort of diverse conversation. Datari, welcome. Alison Namin, good evening to welcome. To Mami Cole, good evening, good morning, depending where you are. To Mr. William Sandy, Koluko Johnson, to Melvina Doe, good evening, good morning. Just forgive me if I do not call you a great destination. What matters, you are here. And Dennis Musa Deni, good evening. Let's get to the bottom line here this evening. Time is fast spent. What does the grand finale, the two, one's on the far right, the other one's on the far left. And in the middle, we created a buffer zone. That's the executive mansions of the Republic of Liberia. To build around 1964, I believe by the Vietnamese, we created a buffer zone because two of them want to go in that building, and there's no way two persons can be there as a chief or principal occupant. That's not going to hold. Welcome, James Talmont, right here this evening. JOT, just on time. So we created a buffer zone. The incumbent president on one side, the challenger, the former vice president, is on the other hand. However, the corridor here is the gateway. Good evening, welcome. I'm Alfonso Zian. So let's get a ball rolling right here to right now. Let me get this here. What am I doing here? Okay, good evening. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you so much for joining us here. This is the executive mansion that's official residence of the presidency of the Republic of Liberia. This is where everybody wants to go. Only one person can be the chief occupant at a time. Today, the time is gradually eating. Liberia, as a country, decides November 14 in a presidential runoff. I am your host, Alfonso Zienso, right here at the New England Bureau Desk of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners inside the USA, Europe, Africa, on planet Earth, whatever you are. I will say thank you. The integrity of this network will be maintained at all times, despite of the diversity it will bring to this network. We will entertain all political views, opinions expressed here via live view or even on the live thread, as long as it is done in the safer context, making that intellectual engagement with your peers, even with the presenter, the angered, disagreeing with his analysis, which is okay. As long as civility is maintained, guaranteed, we are going to be in a hall. The bottom line is about the Republic of Liberia, and that's the country for which we all cherish so dearly. There's no way that I can come here to say I love Liberia more than you do. No, I can make this sort of assertion, but that would be unjust to try to once authenticity how they feel about his or her country. We all have different way of expressing and making our own political argument. And that's one of the biggest things we take away on this network, to express people, accept people's view, their opinion, and their views and opinion, which of course they are not fine. So it is why it is. But we really want to thank you so much for your commitment to this network. So many times, I know, guess some of you are annoyed, not speaking the language, the tone, the voices that you intend to hear. But guess what? You are always here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the sole purpose of knowing what is happening in your country. And there are so many different networks as well, also sharing their own views about what is happening in the country. Fair to say. But some of the talking point becomes so selective, give half and leave half, which is unfair in national discourse. However, we do understand the language of some of them, and some of the pundits are even some are here very extreme in their voices, and think their chosen ones is the gateway, or will be the one to resurrect Liberia with his ideas, which is far from the reality, because most of these people, they are flip side. You know, when one of the party and things didn't work out, they turn to be on the other side. Notwithstanding, we will be here to discuss it. Endorsement being made. The main date we know, you know, is on the 14th. That will be the grand finale. That will be the final showdown. No terror are going to be in this one yet. Trust me. NEC, the score will be settled once and for all. But there seems to be a bizarre twist into the whole political process that could confuse. Harry Truman said that in one of his joking political coin. If you can't convince them, confuse them. That's what Harry Truman said. That was some sort of political satire's font he was poking. And that's what we see exactly happening. People who were on the left yesterday, they are on the right now, and people who were on the right yesterday, they are on the left. And guess what? As these politicians interchange, move from one point to another to reshuffle themselves because they are seeking accommodations, they are also being widely celebrated depending where they go, and they are being badged where they are living from. You see how troublesome and how funny this whole process is? And so for you as an individual to allow your blood to run through your vein because to call your political leader or someone that you so dearly cherish, it's just hilarious, and it just doesn't add up. Do not get in your feelings. Do not allow the emotions. Somebody was telling me, he said, when they call the president, I can see my blood coming up. I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, why? He said, because I am a reaction. Oh, what? It simply tells me there are people who strongly believes in the political ideologies of these people that I support. So no matter what, I don't care what you do, their views, their opinions, you just have to be tolerant, convincing in their arguments. We're going to get a ball rolling very shortly, and we intend to put a number here because there are a lot of news coming from different networks, giving them in bits and pieces and leaving other ones. And we'll also understand there are some who are strictly on this sort of propaganda and innuendos, falsehoods, subliminal messages that tend to confuse the electorate which way to go. Are they making the case reality enough? Oh, I would just listen to one sister networker. You see how this the society itself, and that's why you all in politics always leave a vacuum. But these little kids that get so much in it, when they enter it, they close the doors, the window on them, and there's no way to have an exit route. That exit route is not that you are running away. But at some point in time, you can make a political adjustment when it comes to focus. But there's some, the closer and the closer for good. No good politicians will ever do that. Real politicians, a seasoned politician, leaves a room for accommodation because politics, and I do know, is all about interest. So that thing you ought to be doing, look at it, Mayor, he now goes so. Oh, she's talking about what is inside for her or him, for the country. He puts his life on the line. Yeah. Why you think if you're appointed sometimes you say, oh, let me consult my family because you want to know what is in it for your family? Of course, country comes first. But you have to first make that decision. They don't force you. You are at liberty. It's at your choice to accept or reject. And the reason you seek that consultation because you want to know the repercussions, what would be the dividends it brings to you, not necessarily. So all the Tabata people talking all around, fighting for our country. When you start fighting for the country, what is the price that you are paying for Liberia? Come on, give me a break. Which country? You're fighting for yourself. You're not fighting for me. We're doing this to liberate our country. We're doing this to get the country to be like this. Oh, I wish government, it was some sort of experimental issues or some sort of susu. Let's take Joy, we are there. Let's pull Boyka there for 1 month. Take Boyka there, pull Kumi there from Kumi, pull Beslo from Beslo, pull Moniba, who is Apeton, the unknown politicians who became famous into this process. The show is about to get underway. I will be right back. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Executive Car Rental Services. We have all types of cars that you can rent, from sports cars to sedans to SUVs. We have cars for in-town and out of town, even vans that you can rent. Very modern and attractive, well-serviced vehicles, clean, quality, and comfortable interior. Move like an executive in style. Fully AC vehicles with good sound system. If you're looking to ride with class, this is the place at Executive Car Rental Services.
Wow, so which car do you want?
VIP Jewelry Store, located at the Kalano Plaza. We sell gold rings, gold chains, any type of gold jewelry that you want for any occasion. Wedding jewelries, fashion jewelries, pick from on shelf or get it customized. VIP Jewelry Store is the best in Monrovia.
Okay, good evening, good evening. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for sharing your evening, your morning with us, no matter where you are. We say thank you to David White. Good to have you here. Dixon Thomas, beautiful Carol Dennett, and our own gospel, famous vibrant gospel artist, Alice the Continuant, right here near the capital of DC. Thank you for joining us. Eric Todd, good evening. Of course, our Aunt Joseph Andrews Bito, Scott Richards, good evening. Bill Willie, thank you for always being here. George P. Nelson Gagot, and all of you great people. Tamba, AB camera. Which camera you get on? Is that a high-tech camera? Are you trying to record me or what? Thank you for coming here tonight, Mr. Mongo. Okay, Tomato Nimland, Edward Beckert, as we go along the way, we're going to give you a recognition. We say thank you so much for being here. Without you, we can't just do it to the extent how people are all exhausted. Trust me, besides that, we push our 8-16 hours, and then you come here running. Sometimes there's a heavy traffic. But there is a covenant that we sign. We choose to do what we are doing. It's part of our professions. We have passion for it. We believe we must do this in order to give you what is happening within the news space. I don't care how exhausted, sometimes tired. You just want to jump in the bathroom, pour water on your face, wash yourself, just to keep fresh, to be alive, to have the kind of conversation. So we take value into what some of us do. Even though a little bit of entertainment add into it, but we strongly take value into it because you need to value people's precious time. Not that you don't have work to do, you don't have anything to do. So the entertainment aspect, especially when it comes to talking about our country at the time, people tend to find a way out. And there are multiple voices coming from left, right, or angle to try to project something. Somebody must be there to cut through that corridor. Exactly. Not all that shines is a gold. That you know. So we take seriously when we come here for us to have a conversation, challenge what we say, get on our skin to see our temperament. Because we question the authenticities of the leaders as to whether they can make informed decisions in good and bad times. And this is why we have to do it. But endorsement. Do I need to endorse anybody? Absolutely not. And I will maintain this position. Nothing will change it. As a human being, you are respected when you are consistent. These people who go in from, come in from, go left, go right, then they come to go and think and find one hell of a bucket of lies, make up, manufacture something as to what was their decision yesterday and their decision today. And that's what I say, these politicians, don't hide them. The commentators who come here, they will do a lot of research. They will find all of the good stuff. You ever see Fanti Moses Mamboni writing? When he writing, he said, oh, I dry the body, I took the body from the dryer. That's their work. They are trained. Some of them are trained to do those things. So when they say it don't make my head beat. I know when somebody is trying to make up something and they are apprehensive, but they are moved by the wayline. I can tell you, try as much as possible to have an independent voice. Find a route. I don't want to keep it bold. One of our contributors is LPR political commentator. I want to thank you so much for his commitment, not just to this network, but to the country. And that's something he strongly believes in. Terry Collins, support the candidacy of Ambassador Jose Newman Boykai, the former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia. Jimmy Dennis, thank you so much joining us. Ganave, that's my area, specifically Stephen Tower Estate. That whole Ganave belt, trust me. Yeah, they say it's a special project. That mean they. But let me bring in Tara Collins is here as Joseph Boykaga. This is the building that he Tara wants. You see the man, he not even there. You see the kind of suit he wearing. Yeah. The politician, you okay with you?
That one in bottle suit here, Mr. So old suit, long time.
One in what?
One in bottle. You know one in bottle are old soccer player for Liberia.
Oh, but. Okay. Man, I don't know. You can't feel me. Okay, Terry, good evening to welcome. This is the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV. Our listening, I always take time to listen to different networks. Whether I agree with them or not, we have to listen to people and see why it is. It's natural. It's everywhere. People, you do that and see what needs to be fixed. It is their talking point. It's what they believe in, which is okay. But we can do that to see. Let me see here what I can get. Here. All right, let's do this here. So let us see Liberia decides November 14th. All right, good. So it's true. But I just hate to see when people are giving halfway information to people. And that's the work of being a propagandist and stuff like that. And then they scream, they add excitement into it. And so when you get a small tiny brain and you something quite to just trickle you, say, yeah. I see. Don't think they can follow my arrow. Yeah. Indeed, the sanctions is hanging. I did talk to folks with the Associated Press. It is true. But Uncle saying the government of U.S. government is not a stupid government. They can't do anything in the middle of election. They know they're going to jeopardize the process. It will be like circumventing to what is about to take place. So they're going to wait. Election going to be over. Inauguration. But what is interesting, a lot of high-profile names are in it. They are also not happy with what is happening. Some of these people that the U.S. sanctions and they are participating. But remember, Uncle said, I don't care how tough it is. They will always tell you, be it Liberia or any other country, say they will determine their own destination. They want you to make those decisions for yourself. However, there is a buffer zone in terms of the things they're going to be holding. Prince Johnson is not out of this whole thing here. Akara Gray is not out of this whole thing. Brani Samuka is not out of the whole thing. So when you see people calling other people names and leaving other people names out, that's just not being fair. It clearly shows how divisive and polarized our country. Not to mention, but what is his name, McGee, but Jr., all of those people. And I would not be surprised at the end of the day going to come. But we're going to come to it. But let's just place this. This is what happens when politicians become so frustrated and sometimes they try to pledge loyalty to be it not the party, but the Cubans or the presidency. And when time is running out, this is what I say. I want you to listen to this and then we're going to have a conversation. This is Easy and So.
And we accommodate a lot of things at our detriment. Today, over 50 of our colleagues will now be returning. Fortunately for some of us, we got 6 more years. Some of you will come back, we get 9 years. And I think it's just a new lease. That a lot of things will have to be corrected.
Okay. Edwin Melvin Snow. There comes a time when you put liquid or whatever in the bucket, what happens? When it filled, where the remaining one gonna go? It's filled out, right?
Right.
Yeah. And this is what some people don't like. Honestly, there are some people within the GOL who are not doing this president a favor. And the reason the president Cool. I'm not saying that's going to be. I do not know. I have no idea. I'm not going to be like a soothsayer here or some sort of psychic person to say, "Oh, this is how the election going to go." Election for the surprises. They are uncertainty. If I come here and say the person going to win, I would be making a guess game, but I'm not going to be too definitive. But the reason you see things going on, there are some people who it's the same way within the opposition. There are some folks that are there who just are complete liability instead of being a good asset. And that's it. Eden Snow has been a loyalist to this president because he also has his political ambition. It's nothing. It's nothing. See people paying no kind of thing that are enough for nothing. Nobody gonna be talking so in your throat and you think say because it's not about just the country first, it's about themselves. What in it for them, to their family, their household, and then country. So the idea people, oh this and that, please, that it doesn't fit my category. You watch that you watch the of Samara Wolokoli, right?
Yeah, the
You
summer,
had
yeah,
you had the
yeah.
opportunity.
I watched a glance of it. I saw what they were saying there. Yeah.
Yeah. So why should people? I don't want to kind of like judge him here. He said they didn't ask him to take the document, but when you are called in, it means potentially they're gonna ask you, and just as a common sense, you must be able to take something for you. But let's look at what Edwin Snow was saying. What do you gather from Edwin Snow's icon or saying? You know, some of us try to do both. We are tired. You know, we try to sit and cut the bread on the table or whatever it is, but it's kind of losing patience because he mentioned most of the folks, people pay the price, and Liberians are getting to be smart to punish people of their bad behaviors.
Right. Edwin Snow is like he's still feeding the feedback from what the bombing people did to him. All right, when he lifted up Kennedy's hand and they did not vote for them, it shows that you are next. So he's getting alert because you see, one of the Edwin Snow is a politician. I don't think he went to bombing to just go for 9 years. I think he went to bombing with the intention to not only run for senator but also run for president.
Yeah.
So Edwin Snow is laying a foundation for the future. And he is not going to allow anybody, whether President we are or whosoever, to jeopardize him that opportunity he's trying to create. Edwin Snow have a huge farm in Bombay County. He have a huge property there right now that he's trying to stand upon to use for his political ambitions. I don't think Edwin Snow have an intention to stop to senatorial position. Edwin Snow have been a man who have been striving to navigate himself to higher. He's never satisfied with where he at. So looking at the kind of category of guy, I
Are you
think
hold on one second. Why were you going to slam Senator Snow? Are you complacent? You don't want to excel?
no, I want to excel, but I must excel in the right way. I don't want to excel by hook and crook.
So wait a minute, Terry, come on. So what are you saying? Are you saying which is the right way, which is the wrong way?
Well, the
You are
democratic
representative.
way.
You are representative. As far as I'm concerned, it's systematic. He taking a right approach. I mean, the quality of his achievement we can talk about it. That's a different thing. But he was a representative. From representative, he went to senator. From senator, most likely to VP or wants to
But
contend for the presidency. Is it not a step-by-step systematic way of getting where you want to be?
yeah, but it have a radical. I will not use the word radical, but a cookish strategy that he used in the
How?
process to get to where
How?
he is now. Well,
What?
he left. It's almost like Tomo Fala too. He left from district number
No.
6. I'm
Look.
coming now, Mr. So he left from district number 6,
Mhm.
went to Bombay County, laid the groundwork there, truck people to the place before he became what they call. So these guys they understand the political terrain of Liberia. They know how to navigate the political terrain in a clandestine way that will push them to where they want to go. And I'm not saying that that
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it is 100% wrong, but I'm saying that it is.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Oh, it looked like I didn't add a YouTube link. I'm not sure what I did there. Chroma, let me see. I don't want to go do some kind of editing here. Okay, let me just add a link here. Yeah, thank you so much, Chroma, for breaking that. And I will just update that here very quickly, and it will be right there on. Okay, good. Chroma, thank you so much for bringing that to our attention. It's the YouTube link. You know, sometimes you do things. Go ahead, Terry. We are live now on YouTube as well.
So you and I know that Edwin Snow navigate his way to Bowman County, laid the groundwork, and today he's now going to be he's now the senator, like he said, for 6 years. But if you look at Edwin Snow's track record, there have been nothing really substantial in the House that he already advocated for. That will tell you that, yeah, these are Edwin Snow's legacy of his advocating that have led Bowman County or even his district number 6 to, you know, thrive on a better footing. We yet to see. So, but these guys use the ignorance of the people and they navigate on the ignorance in order to lift them up to higher places. So, and I think that, you know, that is the reason why, you know, he's now realizing that if I am to maintain my position in this corridor, and if I am to foster my agenda that is bigger than I, which would be the presidency, I need to have a base. I need to make sure that the Bowman people are with me. And in order to do that, I have to be able to rectify some errors that have been made by me in this particular Bowman County. So I think he's trying to change the narrative of the former type of politics that he has been on to a more responsible and organized politics that he thinks he wants to, you know, that is directing him to where he want to go.
So is he progressing or is he digressing?
I think if he continues down this path, he may change the trajectory of his legacy that he have gained over the years. That the Edwin Snow that the Liberian people know him to be, that narrative will certainly change if he, and only if he continue on this path. And I think he must do that because he's seeing the signal already from the people that he represents in his county.
So, you know, and one of the reasons most of the people, they struggle and they sometimes find it difficult, you know, sometimes people or all of us will try to make decisions to satisfy people. That's not necessarily. You must know, you must see your the winning side of you. You will know whether something is possible or not. And so as a politician, you got to be very calculative. He saw the terrain. And don't worry about what people want to say, because then you will not do what you're supposed to do. So Edwin Snow saw the opening in Bowman. You know, you remember he was on a sanction. You know what it means, because then the reporting a sanction, everything tied up. But he saw a perfect opening in Bowman County, and he weighed the scenario. If he had contested in Mosorado, that could potentially end his political career. So Snow, the guy who is now trying to be one of the who just won, and that's the funny thing about this country here. Ellis Tyler, for God's sake, Ellis Tyler again, the former speaker, he's supporting your candidate. You are comfortable with it right now. Ellis Tyler again.
I'm not comfortable.
The guy who is giving the nickname Corruption King Kong. Everybody will call him all around with this whole cyber mining, this and that. Guess what? They have awarded, not just only awarded him, they put him higher than what he was before. You were represented, now he was senator for 9 years. And then people question they question this corruption, the country going to be this, this is so amazing to see these things happen. But anyway, let me progress. So when his name Snow saw the opening, he said, let me snap in Bowman. He he doesn't care what people are going to feel. He did what he could do from Moserado when he was representative. But he said, you know what? That opening is there. I can go and do something. And he went there.
But you see, Mr. So, the fear here is that he has some level of apprehension that I need to, you know, if I do not make this county the county I want it to be, this will not be my base. And in order for him to actually be vying for the presidency in the future, which could be 2029, because you know President Weah is leaving, and President Weah will be President Weah being his friend. If President Weah do win these elections, 2029 President Weah going to leave. There's a possibility that Edwin Snow could be the man that President Weah is going to lift his hand. But he must have a base. He must have a base like Bombay County that will defend him to say, yes, we will support you. So in order for him to get to that point, he had to start preparing now for it. So right now, I think that is what he's trying to say, that, look, we cannot keep doing this thing. Otherwise, my ambition will not be fulfilled. This man has seen power. Edwin Snow travels and goes to the ECOWAS meeting regularly. He has mingled himself with high dignitaries in different political aisles. He has seen and sensed the mantle of authority. I think he has bigger ambition. But in order to do that, he has to have a base. So if he mess with the people in Bombay, like the way the people really disgracing this gone time, I don't think he's getting over that fever. I don't think he's totally, completely over it yet. So in order to fix things, he have to do what he got to do. But something he said that really got to me, that the Liberian people fire 50 of their colleagues.
Right.
They are not returning. That is mind-boggling. But you stress something very important with the likes of Ellie Tyler coming back into the race. For me, I don't really look at it to be a good thing. Even though I support Ambassador Burka, like I said, I'm an independent guy. I support Ambassador Burka. It does not mean I support everything or every ideology or every other string attached to the tree. No, because we know who Ellie Tyler is. The property he got over there have been totally dilapidated. The last time I was in Liberia, when you pass by that property, Mr. So, it's quiet.
I saw right on the road there. Yeah.
It's quiet. But I tell you now, check that place off next year this time. That is how the politics is like in Liberia.
Okay, so endorsement, and I was listening to the argument this evening. Mr. Costa was on it, and I did hear him saying vividly the ALP, the Uris, they will, I believe, this Sunday or whatever date, they're going to be making it official. They'll be making it official to endorse President George Weah. This is quite interesting. This is the hypocrisy in these people. You know, it's so sad. You sit down, you demonize, but you know, people are going to be celebrating. But here is the other endorsement coming from Edith Gonglot. Well, let's listen to that. Our own LPR guys were there in the press conference, I believe a day ago, in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia.
In Niba County. In 2020 midterm election, Madam Gonglot claimed 32.55%, leaving her opponent narrowly getting away with a razor-thin margin of 3%. Madam Edith Gonglot continues to provide political direction for her thousands of followers and admirers, mainly in Niba County and across the country. Up to this moment, Madam Gonglot has been deluged by thousands of phone calls from her people and compatriots who are eagerly waiting for her guidance and direction in this presidential runoff election. Without much ado, I have the pleasing duty to introduce to you and welcome to this podium the erudite stateswoman of Nima origin, Madam Edith Gonglot, to make a statement. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Minister Pantura. Flattered. Ladies I'm sorry, I don't see anyone here. Gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, officials and members of the Friends of Edith Gongwe movement of NEPA.
Thank you.
Fellow citizens of Liberia, we have called you here today to make public our stance and position on the upcoming runoff presidential election. As we prepare for that round of election, we want to make a decision that keeps the country stable and not veer off in the wrong direction yet again. That is why this decision is critically important to us. We do not take it lightly, given our country's troubling history of perpetual underdevelopment and civil conflict caused by bad political decisions and choices of leaders that we elect into power. We are further aware that elections do have consequences. It is for this reason, plus more, that we are compelled to make a public declaration of our choice so that our followers will know just where we stand on this critical national duty. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, friends of Edith Gongwe, fellow citizens of our great country, members and officers of the great Congress for Democratic Change, after thorough consultations and assessments of the remaining candidates, we do hereby declare our unreserved support for the re-election bid of President George Manuel Weah of the Coalition for Democratic Change. We did not come to this decision overnight. We consulted with our supporters, my amazing husband and children, and well-wishers before coming to this conclusion. We critically looked at other prevailing variables before concluding that President Weah was a better choice in the pending runoff election. We hope that President Weah and his team would take our endorsement as a challenge to govern well when re-elected for his second term. Today, we call on all of our supporters who believe in our judgment to join us in supporting President Weah to victory to complete all of his development agenda under the proper agenda for development. We are resolved to robustly campaign the best way we know how throughout the length and breadth of our county and country to ensure President Weah's success. We shall spread the CDC new message of national reconciliation, reconstruction, and renewal in the second term of the president. I want to take this time to thank all of you, and we say thank you to the Fourth Estate. Thank you to my supporters, officials of our great movement in IMPA that has caused us to continue to be a force to reckon with. I want to say thank you to the Congress for Democratic Change for giving us the opportunity to partner at this critical time in our country history with their decision to maintain the peace and change the course of direction of our country. We say thank you to everyone. Thank you to our citizens. Thank you to the citizens of NIMPA who have given me yet a bigger platform to be able to advocate on their behalf. I say thank you to my husband and my children who have always given me the leverage to chart the course for our nation's survival. We say to God above all of us and our rights to prove, we shall overall prevail. Thank you.
Well, gentlemen, as you have listened to Madam, we are taking 5 questions. Please be concise when you ask. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Emmanuel Polly. I report for the Liberia broadcasting system. Madam Bongo, where you contested in Nimba for over 3 times and you did not win. What sort of assurance did you give the president to ensure that he gets Nimba's votes in these elections?
Thank you. I know as a journalist, let's put my not winning in context. If you put my not winning election in context in Liberia and in Nimba, you come to realize, without anyone telling you, that the situation has never been that we've been rejected. The elections do have consequences, and it has all kinds of twists and turns. What I can say to President Biya and the people, members of the Coalition for Democratic Change, is that we have forces on the ground that look up to us for the decisions we make in their interest. And make no mistake, this is indeed a huge endorsement.
Madam, my name is Mark Down. I report for Liberia Public Radio based in Rhode Island. Since 2020 was the last time you contested and you did not win. What is your popularity now? Has it been increased? Are you still a force to work with in Nimba? What can you tell people who are listening to you that you can still command the number of people that were following 3 years ago?
You know, I like what we say in Liberian Time to tell. And as a journalist, I challenge you to do your own background check, do your own investigation, sample the views of the violence, and see where they stand as far as respecting it. To answer your question directly, I will tell you that we remain a force. Our people still look up to us, our people listen to us, and they look forward to our direction.
Well,
Okay, Terry. There you go. I think I better get my own endorsement going. These people, they're not for nothing. People want to go to LPR-TV. People want to go to MPA, the gateway to the country's economy. Edith Gonglo, where she is a journalist, but she's also a journalist. So, question coming to her, you got to season your question because there's a way she get her own deflectors as to how to get it done. So she knows before you end your question, she knows exactly where you're going. But this is quite interesting. She's from the Liberty Party wing. We saw she's been very quiet. I had an interview with her here before in the past. And remember her brother just contested. He said, hey, but it's so interesting in our politics. It's like everybody should be in the same bathtub at the same time, which is not possible.
No.
You can take your decision, your wife can take decision, and we're seeing this happening in this country from time to time. But when people make their own independent decision as which direction they feel comfortable with, look, it's all about interest. Where you think you're going to be secure, first thing first, security. Where you think you're going to be secure? Is it good when this person there? Is it good for me to sleep in the house here tonight? I mean, if we want to put it in the simplest form, but people don't understand when people make their own decisions in life. You have other people, other Liberians, in as much you want to question it, maybe to know much deeper. They will insult, they will curse. Who is she? I don't get it. But what this endorsement, what does it bring? What is the fruit of bearing out? Are these endorsements? Are they really matter? Does people they really pay attention to this endorsement?
That's why a journalist asks her, how many people do you command? And she wing around the question and say the people respect her, blah, blah, blah. But she did not give a definitive answer as to right now, are you still the Edith Gonglo Wure in Nima County that is capable of delivering Nima County to President Weah second term or re-elections? That question remains unanswered yet. So I think in my mind, she's not that heavyweight that we would expect. I think right now, recently, her brother, which is Tewon Gonglo, is the heavyweight. I thought that President Weah would sway him, but unfortunately, they were not successful to get him on their shoulders. But I don't think that the people are paying attention right now in this season to no disrespect to Honorable Edith Gonglo Wure. You know, I don't think that she's a heavyweight right now in these things. But again, you never know. She said that, you know, time will tell. Every endorsement matters right now to both sides. So I would not want to just totally negate it because a little endorsement could make a difference. Like you were talking about Mr. Costa, all right? Mr. Costa said the ALP will see the pictures all on Facebook. And, you know, the only thing I observe about him is that sometimes he behaves very childish. Like something I saw he posted with a little boy, you know, when children coming up, you know, people can do that. The children can do that 2 eye like this. They can put a finger here to say, woo me, you know. I thought that was funny.
It's getting you pissed now, right?
Eh?
It's getting you pissed, right?
No, it's not getting me pissed, but I saw it like it's somebody
People try to come and do their own free therapy without no co-payment and do anything on the blue app. When you see a freak out of you guys, why?
The problem with Unity Party people, they're quick to get in the feelings. I'm not like that. That's why I told you I'm not a UP. I'm a JMB supporter. So like some things that they're supposed to overlook, the seditionists will use these things to distract them while CDC is working. You see, CDC, they are very meticulous. They don't discuss their plan. They don't talk much. I see our people on Spoon Talk, they're discussing all their activities, everything about them. I don't know who they're trying to put fear in, like CDC people are afraid of you. They didn't discuss their plans. Everything. Even I saw someone post about on the Kertama, Abdullah Kertama. Abdullah Kertama, I think Mr. Fagon accusing of him trying to align with the CDC. The man responded, the man said the seditionists do not discuss the plan. And that is true. When you heard CDC openly talking about everything they do, all these endorsements, how do we know about it? Everything is working in the background. But our own, we can just come a whole day with talking. There are some things you have to keep quiet about. You understand? Eh? Look at what happened on Spoon Talk. You still trust all those kind of people? You still trust everything and just talk. At the end of the day, when CDC come from behind you and knock you over now, then you start crying, oh, the other thing was there, you didn't know, and all those kind of things. So in my opinion, is that I think that Henry Costa thing is a distraction because majority of the people in the country right now know exactly where Henry Costa stand long ago. Everybody knew.
They knew that before?
Everybody knew that HPC was leaning to CDC. Maybe the people, maybe there are some Liberians that did not notice it, but for me, I had the intuition that HPC was leaning to CDC. His statements, and not only now, long ago, from the time, if you can remember, from the time HPC came out to say President Weah called him.
The phone call.
If you notice him on the air, his language changed. The first thing he raised was, if the president leave power, nobody can prosecute him for anything that he does wrong. That was the first accusation. That was the first discussion HPC put on his show. People jump into it. He twisted someone away and all of that. From that time, if you watch HPC shows from that time, things, he have not really been aggressive on President Weah. And then when it came to he and Ambassador Boyka separating, then we knew. And somebody said it. They got a call, Manipoka Demoya. For me, I monitored Facebook a lot. That was when Aaron called and said, oh, I listen to Spoon there. I just laugh at him. Because I monitor all these things in the back. Manipoka Demoya, a year ago, almost like a prophecy. He gave a narrative of just what you see happening today. He said HPC were going to do just what he's doing now. Manipoka Demoya is from the ANC. Long time ago, when this ANC rival came about, I think about 2 years or 1 year and a half ago, he gave a narrative of just what he prophesied or he projected or he predicted that HPC were going to do, or coming to the end of coming prior to the elections, that he was going to turn down everything and then he was going to go against Ambassador Boka. Just what that picking projected, just what happening now. So in my opinion, I don't see anything to be strange. The only thing the Unity Party should get up to fight now is the propaganda. They should be able to put up the machineries with the heavy propaganda that is going to be coming from the Ure family. They should just get ready for the propaganda because it's going to be a bloody battle right now. It's going to be dirty.
There was an exhibit images on how you call it, the closing argument. It's going to be there. There are a lot of tones changing, and I think Ben Savit most likely is leading on that train. And I think they're going to, and this is where, and that's the problem with the Unity Party. People like Fargon, I can call his name. There are a lot of tips here, and people are saying it. So when you change, when you are a converted person now, then all you're supposed to do is to stay on message. You know, we all fall below the bell. Let's go to this number here quickly, folks. The number is out there to participate. 682-433-8802. The number is also available via WhatsApp. Let's go to Atlanta, Georgia. Is that Mr. Cummings?
No, this is Aaron.
What's up?
How you doing, Mr. Soul?
Good.
How you doing, Terry?
Good to have you.
Yeah, Aaron, what's up, man?
Yeah. No, I just wanted to weigh in on the conversation. You know, let me say a few things. Unity Party. I'm not talking about Terry per se, but the Unity Partisans. You know, every time someone is with the CDC or someone goes to the CDC, then they have all kinds of things to say about the person. Mr. Soyi was in this country. Aaron Costa was the one who collected money, who raised money to pay the money that they claimed they were paying President Weah back. I don't know what the money reached to President Weah. Aaron Costa. And for people to come out to say that, you know, today Aaron Costa is belly driven, today Aaron Costa, people knew where Aaron Costa was going to go because today he took a picture with the president and things like that. That's wrong. This is somebody who dedicated their whole life. Aaron Costa, I mean, this whole 6 years, Aaron Costa dedicated everything to women worker. Everybody know that. Nobody supported women worker more than Aaron Costa. Matter of fact, Aaron Costa pretty much single-handedly resurrected that entire campaign. And we know that, Mr. So today to see that Unity Party people talking, you know, about things that, you know, Aaron Costa didn't do or Aaron Costa was going to do, you know, it's just absurd. It's just absurd. That's to tell you how they are. And Aaron Costa said it on a post that the reason why he would not or never support Omen Barker is because Omen Barker said he Aaron Costa was plotting to kill him. Okay? If somebody says that to you, that's really, really deep. And lastly, before I close, Terry, you know I gotta get to you before I leave.
I know.
Yes, Bungalow Way endorsement doesn't mean that we're trying to win Lima County. No. Brother, we got strategy. And the strategy is any vote that can add to what we got in Lima County, we're going to take it. Okay?
That one I agree with you.
What she Omega with, whether she's not, her family, whether they are family of 5 or family of 4, that 4 person adding to whatsoever vote we will get from them. Okay, so that's the strategy. Nima County is just stronghold. Lofa County is just stronghold. We want you to go in our stronghold and do what we're doing. That's the challenge. If you cannot do that, then I mean you're heading for a loss. And I know the UP cannot do that. So I mean, at the end result, we hope they accept the result. That's all. And we're going to accept whatever result comes out as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I like that.
I thought you were going to. I thought you were going to read my hand.
I like that.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. So I got one question for you. Can you please, authenticate that list that you were reading or that you were reading on school today? Because when I was at work, I finally watched this show and I heard for some list. I just want to, because that platform is one platform I don't trust. When they tell me tomorrow, today, it's 7:30 in the morning, I let you check my watch.
Why you don't trust it? Why you don't go laptop to listen?
Why you don't go look easy?
I be at work. I be less busy in the office. I just listen to it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Don't you know why you listen to it also play on your mental intelligence? You can actually
it does.
So that's the problem we have. Okay, if you don't trust it, if you trust it, I mean you can listen. I mean, there's no need. Okay, look, what I'm gonna say, and I think I just hit that. I didn't see it myself. I can't question what they have, but I know these things have been hanging all around. And from what I do know, and I say, it's just a one portion. When you talk about it, we all know we've been hearing what's going to happen potentially. But the idea to say, oh, Uncle Sam going to drop a list now in the middle of this, come on. America is so much occupied with Israel. But we saw the tone of the incoming ambassador. The possibility going to be there. But not just only Madam the Vice President. You have Prince Johnson. You have people like Brandon Samuka. All of those people, they are Bakuba Jr., Mange, Akara's Gray, all of those people. But what they did to just call one side, which of course that's their right to do. Of course, they're not going to tell other people, but we know it that way. But again, it is why it is. But if you feel that you have serious problem with the people, then don't listen to them. But I think people should listen everywhere in order to make decision. You have the right what you listen to, not to accept it, not to act on it. But I think, you can go and listen and see and make your own judgment. But thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, you see here, Terry, I always say this here, everybody protects their own alligator. You saw why his tone is now softening with Henry Costa. Right. Henry Costa, if you call, and sedition yesterday could not see an eye to eye with Costa, and all the United Party people. Costa was their star, was his celebrated.
The hero. They call him the hero.
Yeah, they gave him the hero. I don't know so he acted.
Now he's the barman in the show now.
Yeah, he's not the barman now. So let's go to this number here. Tonight, 908 number. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Mr. So. Good evening.
Hey, Vay. Good evening. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, Terry. What's up, brother? There is what I want to say with the issue of endorsement, Mr. So and Terry. I said it the other night. Our elections, and especially this election, the October 10th, I just ended. If you follow the trend of the election, you will realize that the voters voted in certain ways. And the reason why I'm making this analogy is because I want us to pay keen attention to the issue of endorsement. If you notice, Joseph Yuma Baka won Monserrato. Sir Joseph won the Senate seat for Monserrato.
Right.
Majo won Margibi. Joseph Yuma Baka won Margibi County. An independent candidate won Bong. President Weah won Bong. An independent candidate won Grand Bassa. President Weah won Grand Bassa. The reason why I'm making these analogies is because I'm saying that the voters in their mind, as they were going to these elections, they knew fully well that no one could have won this election in the first round. And because of that, a lot of them who supported some of the opposition parties already made this decision in their mind that if my candidate doesn't make it to the second round, for what I am seeing, I think I will lean towards this person. Because a lot of the voters in Liberia, they are more or less not part of a political party. We only go to elections and vote on elections day. And we only participate in campaigns during electoral processes. So my thing is, it is good to accept endorsement as a political party, but also you still need to tell the voters why they should vote for you in these second rounds. You still need to go and talk to those voters, even though LPP endorse you, even though Eden Congo will endorse you, even though Western guy endorse you, even though this person endorse you. But at the end of the day, you still need to go and convince the people why is it that Western guy convince you, means a Western guy endorse you, but you need all Western guy supporters to go towards you instead of them having a divided mind, because UP had a candidate in Bassa, CDC had a candidate in Bassa, but they didn't vote for none of the candidate, but rather they voted for Western guy Finley. So I just want us to pay attention to these endorsements. You know, I feel like these endorsements are side attraction to the main electoral process, but also I will not say that political parties should not accept endorsement. They can accept endorsement. It is a good thing. It's part of the political processes, but also they need to pay attention to the voters. Where do the voters want to go, apart from their political leaders or independent candidates endorsing these different parties? Because at the end of the day, people who are making endorsement are, in my mind, I feel that their endorsement is for personal gains.
But why do you think people are going to endorse? Or why do you think even the political party that are supposed not party in the final round, don't you think they have conversation with the people? You just wake up overnight, you go and endorse somebody? Of course, it's interest based.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why that's what I'm saying, that the parties make endorsement, but you need to talk to the voters of those political parties that, hey, though your party endorsed us, but we really need a vote. And these are the reasons why we think we are better than George Weah, or we are better than Joseph Yuma Boaka. That is my point to the issue of endorsement for tonight. That's what I want to say.
Thank you so
much for giving me the time.
Yeah. Look, for me, you know, there are a lot of uncertainty in politics.
Right.
Cannot ignore somebody endorsing, okay, Aaron Costa endorsed me, it doesn't mean anything. No, that's an illusion. Then you are in a fantasy land. There are people who just believe in people no matter what. Right. I don't care what you do. Certainly there will be a split, because some people are with the Unity. Remember, there was the CPP and the Unity Party, all of them were dining, they were doing everything, and everything was okay. He was Mr. Hero. But here we are now, there's a divided role. Oh, every monkey, every devil get their own follower. Trust me, I don't care what. And it's all about interest-based. And Victor says something. I listened to a few folks, and you said that Unity Party people, they are talking heads, most of them. I don't understand how they intend to influence, to persuade people to come to them when they want to be so bitter. Sandro Johnson said, by at the end of Western Guard political career, it ended and they brought him back. Okay, if it ended and if they knew that the people, the Basel people were taking the decision, then they should have brought him back in the first place. But he won big. Now, the reason he winning big, we don't know what's going to be the outcome of his endorsement. I don't want to pour the red tape on it here. But remember, there are people, for whatever reasons within their own mindset, confide in him, trust him, and say, hey, he's going to be there. Obviously, all the people that voted for him would not be the same people that will say, okay, they will go away. But you also saw that the president also did well. Now, if you start going bitterly against Bezonga because of his decision, guess what you are doing? You are making the other who might have an independent decision at the poll to say, oh, wait a minute. Even though I voted for Bazonga, but you know, I don't want to. No, I don't want to vote for CDC. I might go to. But when you start being so bitter, you start being so resentment of his own, of his political decision, you are driving people away. Instead of you having a soft tone to persuade his other voter, he just making a. I don't think all of these people have that absolute influence to say, okay, the 300 some more people that vote for me, you're gonna vote anyhow the way what I'm saying now. Some will do it, some will not. But when you become so bitter and become so resentment and start calling him or you start calling their names, all that kind of thing, you're not doing good for the candidate that you support. You are driving people away. And this is where the lack of political tolerance, all of these people, the Fagon, the son of Fagon, there's a tape here. The way he described that old man. Okay, if you are converted soul now, if you manage to see the face of the High, the Most High, which is okay, people can change. So then what you need to do, you need to show the other side of you so that people will say, yeah. But when you start going all over the place to attack other people, so attack somebody of their decision, you're just not doing your candidate right.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, Costa will do a lot of damage. He may not be able
exactly,
to.
That's what I want. Exactly. He
totally.
I saw it started already. And
Yeah.
they
So,
said they're going to get into it.
yeah, I
I
think
don't
in
know
my
what's going to be
opinion,
the outcome, but
yeah,
go ahead.
I think in my opinion, I think I said it on the show before that Costa is not really about how many people following him. It's about the propaganda that he brings to the table. That is what, because you see, President, we have put somebody on the bench and put somebody in. The man is a soccer player. So apparently he's looking at this entire election from a soccer view. So, you know, there are players that have come down. There are players now that are coming in. We're seeing the legs of Ase Jackson. We're seeing the legs of Telly Ayure. Those people were on the stop. You know, they were substitute in the first half. Now they are coming in. So it's like President Weah is bringing in his propaganda machinery to be able to combat the Unity Party propaganda machinery. Right now, I open my phone, I saw someone a fake or picture with Ambassador Boyka on the sick bay and people treating him. And these are the kind of propaganda that is going to spread all over social media and people will believe in it. So before you can turn that propaganda around, a lot of people have already believed it. So that is what these guys do. So you cannot overlook any form of endorsement. Our Unity Party people, they do not know how to be, how to control their temperament. Anything they see somebody, they write someone a post, they're going on it to attack them. You have to be very careful in these days. The way you just said, Mr. So, if you attack Nathaniel Magay, right, you say all kind of things about him. There's a possibility that your followers will say, oh, you know what? You're attacking the man, what we just made senator. So because of that, we'll vote for President Weah. You know, so you got to lower down. Watch the CDC. There are certain things they are not doing. You got to watch them because they are the ruling party. You got to watch the narrative. There are certain things they are not doing. So if you focus all your attention, Jeremiah Kun said it, he said, keep your eyes on the ball. Keep focus. That's why he said, you go on a page, is there. Jeremiah Kun is warning all missionaries to keep focus. Keep your eyes on the ball. Do not be swayed away by all of these distractions, because the distraction is going to come. Henry Costa, you have a radio station. Travel far. He's going to bombard you. He's going to bring some heavy thing. You have to be able to keep focus, and you have to be able to move in a direction. Let President Weah there. What have they not say about him? You can hear President Weah talking much, but guess how many vote President Weah pull? So if you keep your eyes on the ball, no matter the propaganda, if you keep focused and don't allow every little thing to distract you, you can do more work than if you keep allowing yourself to be distracted by every other thing somebody say also.
Let's go to the line here. We'll get a caller here. 832 number 1441. Good evening, caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, Mr. So and Terry, this Ambrose.
Ambrose, yes, welcome.
I'm calling from Louisville. You know, I admire what you just said. You see, so Unity Party, every party but you don't think
hold on. Why you admire? Because in your favor, when I said it, when I want to say it the other way, then you say, oh, you're opposition. Oh, you're sedition.
No, I'll never do that. I don't.
No, people can criticize. I don't care. I don't care. I mean, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, no, but no, I don't label people because but for me, I will never work in Liberia. I'm not planning to go to Liberia, but we will advocate because of Liberia. We get family members there that follow us every day, complain about situation or other things there, and we get it good. So the better Liberia becomes, the less burning people will have to follow me. But the point I was trying to something, when United Party people couldn't get in the feeling like when Henry was going to visit the president or was going to announce or whatever he was going to do, the rebel, rescue rebel, he said, oh, you leave that man with me. I will take care of him. We all, I don't know what kind of democracy that we practice in that. If Terry were against me, yeah, I get a bad feeling or something, and we should, Terry shouldn't agree on anything. Or me, so we should not agree on anything. But we should be able to discuss our differences and come to a good resolution or a better discussion to see how we can find solutions to our problems. But soon you go against the United Party, it's like you left Liberian or your mind never point that or the neighbor is not in Liberia.
Ambrose, all the parties, the non-United Party of what? UG Fagon, your CDC Mayfield, after he left, what happened?
Right.
That man go when I.
If you take a close attention to people that criticize Joria, all of them will at one point either they work with the government or their expectation was so high they never been met, or what they wanted never got done, and they get mad or they get fired and they get better. Most of the the book Colley, Matthew Colley, one of his posts I was saying to you, he said not because Joria is a bad person, but because the lotteries a lot of people were living in, they're not living a life, so some of them won't go back to that life. That lifestyle. I can tell you, I'll tell you that post you can see it. Yeah, look at Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson, he never been in Joseph Walker. It's just a new case that just came out. Somebody Joseph Walker went to Mercy people there for them to pray for him to become president. Have you seen that yet?
I don't. People to pray to be president.
I will
come on.
I will send it to you so you can see it.
Anybody can go for prayer, but to pray to make him president, that's anybody can go for it. I myself, you can right now. I can put, I get oil. I can put it on. I can put it oil. So you be sick.
So I'm not trying to be. You don't say the man went to prayer bank. You say the man went to mercy man, and he's a deacon in the Baptist church. How about a deacon in the Baptist church can go to mercy man for them to blow home on him? So he can be president.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
I get off the line with you. I will tell you the video is something off the.
So what you say about the ones they say about President Weah?
So who the President Weah want to anybody to be re-elected?
I don't know. If they got two pastors, I think for them they play front of all now. They get two pastors, one other pastor. I can tell you the video to talk about it.
Okay, thank you.
If we are not win election, that will suffer.
No, I saw that. There are some things I see. I just listen to it because I mean, hey, people gotta all of these things people do it based because of interest, their own enticement. They will not say thank you so much. And Terry, I wish the Liberal were here tonight because sometimes when people saying those things and then they make fun, oh this and that, but they do not listen. They do not follow the trends of happening. And I see this as one of the biggest mistakes from the Boyka folks and that of Ambassador Boyka. Look, you got to manage and learn to maintain your ally. How long it will take to kind of like get Costa? I don't agree with Costa. I mean, for me, this decision is not a surprise. It has happened multiple times. He has said that. But will you bring him with this decision? Absolutely not. If I am betrayed, if I give all of my support to you, and then at the end of the marathon, where I think I'm seeing the stadiums And I know that they're going to be giving me medal. I've been telling all my family members and everybody, so they come in there and they talk, you say, oh, you're not getting it? Of course. All of the arguments, all of these people you see talking here, they forgone people, they are vain, stressing here, they want to do the defending. What are they doing it for? It's for job. And I don't know why they don't feel proud to say that they want to work for their country. The reason they are not vehement in their argument that, yes, I want to work for their country, because they don't trust themselves. Because when they go there to the same thing other people doing, they will do it as a payback, and then they will come and tell us, oh, it was done 4 or 5 years ago. You don't talk, you want to talk about. Everybody in this country, you here, even what I'm doing right now, if there's an employment opportunity for the state or the federal, which is the government, you don't think you want to go there? Not because maybe all of the benefits are not there, but it's an honor to work for your country. So they are doing it, are fighting for the people. Nobody fighting for me, you're fighting for yourself. What they didn't do here, all of them, some of them, they supported people talking, they start crying, things that we didn't know about, they start talking it. Oh, I used to send money when I call a man, now he's not picking up my phone. It's because people fail to ask simple questions in as much they support these people. Every little freaking thing, they fall into it. Oh yeah, they man gonna do it. So the thing Liberia is, or our country, or these various counties, they are some sort of experimental ground, or some laboratory. Oh yeah, they carry the other person, and when they want to move, we'll put it one there. Oh, it will try it. If we are seeing now working with Joy, let's try boycott. After 1-2 months, you know, if there was something for people to try, I swear to God, I think let's try it. The costing you're going to see, they want to be all of the people who talking now, we're having sooner or later they will develop open more, and they will start coming back here to tell us, knowing what I know, but they refuse to ask these people the loyalty. Trust me, they're going to do it. Legendary Amos George, welcome to the show. You still waiting for Alexander coming before you take your decision? No, let me not start trouble yet. Take it back.
I'm an institutionalist. If they make that decision, I'm not certified with it. I will not go with it. I mean, no institution should be like a.
Why you should wait for that? You see, this is a hypocrisy on all of you. Why will you wait for that decision? He the one paying your rent.
Listen, Mr. So, you see, if you LPR, and we have a decision to take, maybe just ordinary member or contributor, and you say, look, I'm waiting. Let me see what the executive will come up with.
Oh boy, he tried to put me in the spotlight now.
If that is the case, will you be wrong? Answer the question.
Yeah. Look, boy, on this network we have independent voices.
That's why I say
you agree with me.
You are independent voice. I agree with you. But if you say no happen, let me see what the body will come up with. If they come up with it, because you're not a member of the executive committee, you don't make anything, but you say, look, I will see what the executive, if they come up with it, if I'm not certified.
So if you're not a member, let it carry your own baby. Terry, please give me a support here this evening. I wish the Liberal were here. The Liberal was one of the ones who put his life on the line for his son. Oh, he would not do that. He would not go to CDC. There's something told, man, he's so ridiculous in his I don't get him. He support people who he doesn't understand. They don't know him. He doesn't have their manifesto. He just read, and whatever he reads is enticing, and he put it on as a government. But let me just come to Amos George here. You're not a member of the executive. Are you a member of the executive for ANC? No.
No.
Okay. So why should the decisions of the executive have that sort of correlation?
Oh, I'm a free thinker. And I said, let me see how they will go. Is it binding on me? No. I'm a free thinker. And I showed they are now going to big black that let me put it in the way like a fraud. So when they sing, everybody sing the singing song. No, I'm just waiting to see what direction they say they'll go. If they take the decision that
is their direction is contingent upon your decision you'll be making, or what? That's what I want to know.
Oh no.
Okay.
They can say they're going left and I start going right. They can say they're going right, I start going left. It's not binding.
So, all right. Well, let's have a conversation. But yeah, it is. People who are drawing the red line. You see, all of the parties, I said yesterday, the CDC, the oppositions, all the constitutionalists, all of the lawmakers, all of the advocates, every little thing, then everybody finger at it, constitution. They are not saying anything now. The constitution is being compromised. The required laws say November 7. Because United Party is broke. They also want money to execute. I mean, that's the fact. That's the only reason you now see Darrell Dillon and everybody talking. CDC on the other side, it favors them because it will allow them to do their massive, but they have the resources, but it will help them to regroup themselves to find out the state. So nobody talking about how the Constitution is being followed. I'm just waiting to see after November 14th for somebody to come out to say, oh, we should have had this election November 7th. But back to the point, then I'll bring you in, Pa George. There is a lot. I was just talking about you do not alienate your base. Why you think USA and Great Britain like this? Why you think US and Israel with all of these things that is going on, Israel still get the back of US still say Israel, but it's still negotiating. That's what Ambassador Boycott did. People who been there with him, people who were there with him, he made a poor political judgment without replenishing it, without, like a child, when you take something for a child is hungry, eating a pakana or steak candy. Why are you eating the thing for? You want to take it from the child. You take it, what are you replacing it with? I don't think it would be a big deal to call people like Costa and talk behind the saying, hey, even though I told you I want to do X, Y, Z, but you know what? This is what we can do. Because people do not want to cut the deal, and you think you're just going to hurt somebody or do something, they got a saying, the man that is down fears no fall. And I know there are a lot of information he Costa. Those pictures, they are not fake pictures. He was on, how do you call it, or closing argument. Some of the text messages, Ambassador Boycott from Generator on all of those things. Who knows what other things they're going to do? Will that affect the election? Well, I can say, I just do not know. But there are so many things can factor in that can play into people's mind. If you've been with somebody and the person start releasing some sort of information that have been withheld for that nobody has seen, and those information start coming in, and Costa knowing somebody who knows how to put things together, who knows how to reconstruct and break, that is a problem. If Unity Party, I don't think they really have that tools to really, because what he's going to be doing, his network now too, remember, he going on the side of the ruling establishment also gives him the absolute power now to flush the airwaves as well. You think that just ordinary endorsement? Of course, that's something the president, that's something the CDC people want. So whatever other thing that happened in the past, trust me, it's been buried. I know Christopher Tobasi will start tweeting. Other people are going to start tweeting. Michael Gilmore, they're not going to attack Costa again. Prince Sherry, all of these people, they're not going to do that. And that's how it is. And so when Unity Party, they think they get everything to the closer. You saw the tweet, Tila Uri. There's something, you saw that tweet? There was a tweet, I might check it and see it. So there were a lot of things, a lot of poor judgment on the part.
She had that.
She did small, but there were other ones she just wrote, I think, just either today or yesterday. There was some poor judgment on the part of, I think, the Unity Party folks, and especially Ambassador Boycott, with what happened.
So that one I would not want to agree with. I would not want to agree with that. Because the problem is that there were no way Costa could be redeemed. You see, Ambassador Boycott have a tendency of collecting people, even though you speak against it. And I think President Weah, being a soccer player who know how to adapt other good styles and play, he buying that particular strategy too. And he have boosted himself. To be honest with you, I never expected for President Weah to reach that deep for other opposition guys that have already put muff on him, like the like of Isaac Jackson and other people. But he did that. That's the same strategy Ambassador Boycott employed.
Okay, then let me hold that. In that vein, who was conciliatory?
Who is considered what?
Who is considered trigger? Who is, if we just look at the philosophical aspect, then
to be honest with you, this particular move put President we are ahead a little bit because it is recent. Let me be honest with you. Because for me, I support JMB, but his move recently for Costa to come out and openly declare his support to President Weah. Why is it important for President Weah? Because Costa have been the one that have denigrated President Weah a lot. So now everything he said about President Weah have become void, is nullified. He's now telling President Weah, supporters and other people that he made to turn against President Weah that, hey, Allah on
he
this
even
man.
confessed
All the things I
with
said
his
were not true.
allegation with Cummings and all of that.
You see, that's what I'm saying. So he went again. And even what he's trying to do, he's trying to win the ANC people. The man smart. He's trying to win the ANC people on his side. He's trying to gain their sympathy because he's saying that it was Ambassador Boyka that made me to break the CPP. That's the kind of narrative he wants to print. That's the propaganda he's trying.
Was CPP
and
broken
he
down?
hoping that it be bought.
So, Terry, let's have an honest conversation. Was his CPP broken down?
CPP was broken down.
They were broken down?
CPP was totally dismantled by Costa. He successfully, on the basis of his voice.
Was it within the acquiescence of Ambassador Boyka, because he was the head then?
It was in the acquiescence of Ambassador Boyka. That is what I'm saying. That does not mean that Ambassador Boyka was the one who influenced him, but he wanting other people now to believe that it was Ambassador Boyka who made him to do just that. And majority of the gullible people who don't put one or two together to analyze and who did not really observe Costa during the period of time will definitely believe that. And that's what I'm trying to say. And one of the good things Ambassador Boyka have, to be honest with you, Eugene Fagon is in the right place right now, because the only person that I know that can combat Henry Costa propaganda machinery is Eugene, because they have been on it before. When Eugene was in the government and Costa was on the other side, the two of them were on it. That's how I started liking Eugene, even though I was not for what most of the things he used to say, but he can defend propaganda. He knows how to do that. So I hope he will be able to do it. But for now, President Weah got a little bit of edge because this particular wound is fresh. And everything Costa said about President Weah now, even to BBC, to other people that call him in, and talk to him, everything he said, have been notable, have been nullified. And that is a victory for President Weah. I never thought he would pull that strategy, but he did. President Weah started laying the groundwork a long time. He gave Costa back his sets. He restored some things. The man smart. We think that President Weah don't know, but the guy is meticulous, and he's doing a thing. I must give it to him. This time around, he got little edge, but I don't think it's gonna last.
Okay, let's bring in Amos George. Let me go to the line here quickly. Esther, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Mr. So.
Good evening. Let's hear you.
Good evening, and good evening to the panelists there. Yeah, so I was following, but not in not completely. I just saw some things on social media too. Yeah, and that's what I see that during this political season, don't take things personal.
Right.
Because all these people that we follow, first is their own interest. What comes first is their own interest. And that's how we're human beings. We want to go protect us. So when people start getting personal about these things, and then when the person they follow change their mind, it breaks their heart.
Exactly.
Costa was the hero, the people's hero. When he was talking all these negative things about Mr. Cummings, Mr. President Weah, the people from the other side celebrated him. And look today, he's on the other side now, and then you getting angry. So, stop being personal, and you should think for yourself. ask yourself, what is good for me? You always have to follow the people because they say it. If we start thinking for ourselves and not being personal, if the person that I follow decide to change their mind, it will not hurt me that much. Like Mr. Cummings, I support ANC, and I said the last time, it is not going to, if I was there to vote, Mr. Cummings, a decision will not make me to decide who to follow. If I still know that person is not the right person, and Mr. Cummings follow them, I will not vote for them.
Okay.
So I think that's Nigeria. That's Liberia. That's what the people are doing. Why do you think people just?
Yeah, what is that? Your line is on. Why are you calling back again? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. They're two different numbers. Okay. Thank you so much. You can hold on there. Guys on the phone, just hold on. Let me bring in Amos George. Amos George.
Yeah.
I mean, we said the Liberal was in denial as eventually this whole killing going to capture. Whether people agree with it or not, but I don't think it's good because you make somebody to know you. So there are a lot of information they have about you. There are a lot of information unknown, and we're going to see it. I saw where he started. He started already. He started already. And I think that was the restorations of the argument, closing argument. I mean, this network, they have their people, the Sanvi and all of those people now, they go into people, listen to people. So why want to disadvantage the electorate now? They put them in a confused situation. They saw you yesterday on they see you on the other side now. You don't even know what decision. Just before Kenya, I was talking to somebody, I said, but 18 years, and I said, the other party not going inside. And I said, well, if you want to go with a hero, it's up to you. But Amos George, let me just bring you in here. Where this whole thing going to end up?
Mr. So,
we're drawing the conclusion now. We get it. The same way they had it when with this whole election were going, they had the tally and all of those kind of things. Remember this?
Mr. So, you know, everything you do on this song, your characters matter. What you said, I agree with Pat. And the platform, I said it last time. I said the way Omeboga treated Costa was not right. And I said again, but Costa, the way he reacting to this thing is not good. And today, they are put the ice on the cake already now.
Guys, you gotta mute your phone for those of you on the line. Sorry, Pa Josh, go ahead.
Yeah. But yes, they did not involve Costa. He had made many people to believe in him,
right?
That he was standing for this thing. And today, literally 360 degrees, going back to where he said it was so terrible. I said it last night. I said, for me, if I were in Costa's shoe, I don't care how much money you gave me. I was not going to take a side in this election. I was going to wait. The election over, then I can talk about Tabata. But at this point now, where he gone? Where's the COP today, Mr. So, do you hear anything about COP?
But from day one, I said COP were going to be there upon arrival.
So, Costa, the COP he funded, is gone. Many of the people that believe in him will not follow him. And many of the people that will be the end between them and Costa when it comes to politics. So that is the thing when you make people to believe in you and to make that 360 degree turn, short term it will be good for you. But long term, you have a problem. So maybe if he go on to CDC, if CDC win, he will get a cabinet position. That's good. But what happened after CDC leave power? The people that he had betrayed, who had that much confidence, who could put their life on the line for this young man, today you think they will follow him? Maybe some will follow him, but many will not follow him. And many, in fact, as I speak, many are gone away. Now, this issue about Joseph Walker, Mr. So this is another thing I talk about. If you and myself, we talk, and for some reason we part, whether that or my fault or your fault, there are certain things, if you and myself discuss, I will not put it out there. But so many people, it like pay back, or I will destroy this person, I will go after something they did to me. You're not thinking about the future. So today, what is happening? All these people who jump in here and there, tomorrow, they will be asked with somebody again who can't trust you. This is what you told us, and you didn't live up to it. So how do we come back to you? So for the short term, for Costa, it's okay for them. Okay for them. But the long term, I don't know what it will pay off for them. You know me. I will go after Costa. And I also, people that are advising him, they better be careful. He better be careful. So, hey, it's a right to support anybody, but conversation you have with someone personally at the time, personal conversation, sometimes you don't put it in like, if you break away, go away, just keep it. Nobody putting a hand or through.
I think that you're talking to. But hold on there, let's get some reaction quickly from the phone line here. 203 number 2578. Good evening, caller. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, sir. I'm Saturday Yolante.
Let's do it one at a hold on. Yeah, hold on 1 second. I think two numbers here the same from the same area. Let me go to 203-2578, last 4 digits.
Yeah, that's my number.
Okay, go ahead. What's your name? You said?
Saturday as the day of the week.
Yolante
is my last name.
Okay, welcome. Tomorrow is your big day. Tomorrow is your birthday. Welcome to the show.
Yes. Oh, I've been listening to you guys, and I usually follow the show. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to just come in a little bit. Concerning what's going on in Liberia for all the politicians, somebody supporting another person, and later on you will say, hey, I am not in support of such person. That speaks to stability. How stable the individual is. Are you stable? Are you dependable? If you say, yes, I want to, because the reason for which people say, yeah, I'm advocating for change, then you should stand up for change. But when you are a flip-flopper, you never had it your will, and you start flip-flopping on the people are observing, the people are watching. And that will cause you in the long run, according to what George just said, and according to a lady that was just on the phone, what she said, all these things are reality. As somebody who wants to be a political figure in our country, you shouldn't put your interest first. You should put the country interest first. Where all majority of the Liberians are suffering and bad governance is the story of the day, and somebody flip-flopping on there, the Liberian people are watching. So that's all I have to say.
So,
thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Yeah, don't go. We get a taboo here. People are held responsible of their comments and statement here. Let's have a quick interaction here, and then you can disabuse me. That is okay. This I've always put the country for, which is okay, which is great. So let me ask you, Samedi, tomorrow's Saturday, right?
Yes, sir.
We will look at the. Let's create a scenario here. Can't go to Liberia right now, and we designate you. You, the only person can get something done. Should these decisions just only the country or family issue also come first? When you are asked to do something, what's your first line of approach?
The first line of approach would be, I would be in consultation with my family.
Why?
And okay, because my family backed me up. But the reality is this. What makes a country? It is the citizenry of that country makes the country. If you get a vast land, empty land, that's not a country. So what makes the country? It is the people and the welfare of the people. That's what counts. If the welfare of the people is not there, it's not in a good condition, then of course I would tell my family, hey, because of the people.
So you say country first, right?
Yes, sir.
So why? Let's pretend we're on the conversation right now. This thing here is too much, blah 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 blah. All of a sudden, right now, we put the phone down. George, we are the president. Call you. Saturday, you know what? I think I've been following you. I love what you said today. I want you to come to occupy this position. What will you do?
Well, I will not be doing the people just. So if I accept a job from George Weah.
So then why are you leaving your country?
Just to shut my mouth.
Why are you leaving your?
What?
Then why?
I would say, as I'm speaking to you, I'm not, because every other day I call different shows.
No, I forget about that show. No, I just trying to draw. So then where are you leaving your country? Because your country, maybe when you go there, things will change, things will improve. So where are you leaving your country?
Well, just think about this. There are people that work, that took position or that took a duty to serve their country, and these people, they got missing. The government been accused. There is no report on these people. How well will I be saved if I say yes, I'm accepting position for you? And
so
I can't serve my country.
So the other one, the country not come for, right?
But Mr. So you can't get
listen, I'm a free thinker.
But yeah,
people listen.
You gotta be security money.
Oh,
This is what I told you.
man, I want good. So yeah, it is. You know, people bash other people when they talk about family values. So I strongly believe these things goes together simultaneously. There's no way that you can do. Yes, it's country, but you think we are when I ask you to go somewhere, even with that, you have to consult your family. Oh, this is well. Or even when the president makes an appointment, they say with the vice consent. Sometimes they will tell you ahead of time before this appointment are made, and they want to see whether you're going to accept it or not. So what I'm saying, these things for the most part they go simultaneously, but the interpretation of people, the people. Funny people that are talking, all right, I put a country for, I put a country for. Where were they? They were part of the system. They never put a country for. They put the country last. They looted the country. They cheated on the country. They were in the system. They didn't do anything to have the system corrected. Some of them, not all of them. We know what they did. Yes, they defended the actions of some of these people to the last belly button. Now they come overnight. Now they want them to be the country. Please, thank you so much.
I am in total agreement with you with what you just said. But the fact of the matter is that if I would make a choice and see what is going on into my country now, I will not be in support of the present regime, because the reason why we all have to be listening to one another. You have to be able to learn from me, and I learn from you.
Right.
If I owe you doing something wrong, and I say, hey, I call you, hey, my brother, why you doing all the way you going? It's not the right way. Then of course you gotta listen, because we are interrelated, regardless whether you're from Liberia or whatever country you come from.
Thank you so much.
We are children of God. We are interrelated.
Hey, I can't go in the Bible now.
We need to have love for one another.
Right.
Whenever you're doing something and people are telling, but other people are just in it for money.
That's what we're saying. We don't even know. We don't know the real one for the good one. So you know what I hate, Uncle Saturday. You know what I hate?
Yes, sir.
When people say, oh, I just doing a thing for my country, I don't want job. If you don't want anybody who doesn't want to work for their country, it means they not trust themselves, they don't believe in the value of their country, and they just do not have anything. Why would somebody don't want to work? Who don't want to work for the federal government in this place here? It's only our people, oh, I'm doing that for the people, I don't want job. Why you don't want to work for your country? Why you don't want to give back to the land that gives birth to you?
Mr. So I will push back on you for that.
Yeah, but I get problem with you now.
I'm here to push you to that. Please.
Now push back
You
on
know,
you.
Mr. So guy, way he can hit you.
Yeah. You and myself, friend here. Don't let Terry can question you here. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
I
beg you, don't push back on me. Me, I want nothing to push here. So who this person here, you having noise on your background here, please. Let's go to the other callers here, please. Yeah. You need to mute your phone, please. Can you mute your phone? How can you come on? You got to call back. Because okay, let's go to the other number yet. 203 number 9037. Are you there? Let's make it quickly. Are you there?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, 203 9037. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here, brother. So let's welcome.
Oh, Keto, good evening. Welcome.
Wow.
So the hero on your side, eh?
Keto. Well, Keto Resurrect.
Let me hear what you say about Costa.
The hero wave a white flag.
No, I want to hear what you say
about
Costa.
The man who runs away lives to fight another war. So Costa took a tactical retreat to fight a good battle. Well, you almost say down there.
Keto Resurrection. So just for clarity, he can never be my hero. I have said it on all the shows I've been on, even in my own podcast. I don't like anybody who disrespect older people, especially the women. So he can never be my hero. He can give support to President that I support 100% in my care about, but he's still not my hero. And I still call him the name I call him when they show before him by George everybody got us. The same with Prince Johnson. When he gave support to President I never thought he was an even decent man because of the bloodshed he did in the country. Now he on the other side, I don't even care about him. I mean, I don't care about him. But this is the thing. When people are advocating, the act of advocacy has to be consistent. Mm-hmm. It has to be consistent. You cannot come here today and tell me that Mr. George is not a decent man. Mr. George is corrupt. Mr. George does not do this. Mr. George does not do that. And 2 months after he come and said Mr. George is the good man.
Not just saying it, but it's not Mr. George.
If I believe you, I question. I come Mr. George. If I believe you, I question my intelligence. I question my integrity. And that's the problem with Liberia. Liberians are quick to adapt to things that are not true because it is in their favor. On the other side, then they start throwing red meat at that person. We said our advocacy should be transparent and very true. It should be void of hypocrisy, manipulation, because our country has come from civil war. We need to build our country. When people were running around with bye-bye assertion about our country, then against our country because they didn't like President we stood against it. And I still have my position today. I still hold to my position. That most of the things, 95% of the things those people said on the talk show were a bunch of garbage. They were lies. They were there to make this government look bad so they can be reelected. Today they are running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It just speaks to their credibility. I don't care how people feel. I'm just one person that wants my country to be where we all can go and be proud of. Do you think I like the game that we were playing around? When Prince Joseph said that if President win election, there will be war, they knew that he flipped, he somersaulted and went back and support President and said bad about Joseph Baka. All that time called Joseph Baka one of the 12 lepers. Then he came out and joined and supporting this man again. And these are the people that we look out to be our leaders. Follow these people. I'm sorry to say they're bullshit, ignorant people. I don't care how educated you are, you're still ignorant because you buy into stupidity and lies. You're gonna move on. Tell me this man is one of the 12 ungrateful lepers. Man, he that man, and then you support him today. UK and core president, we have all the different names in the stuff. We say he's supporting. But again, politics is normal. So, President, we have been making him maneuver here and there. Anybody can be accept that. My thing is, let us change our mindset to change.
Is it legitimate, Kede? Is it legitimate?
Say that again?
Is it legitimate?
Stay on with the line. Let me go to the other two callers here quick. If you want to be there, let's go to the number here, 717 number 2909. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there, Mr. Zo.
Mr. Davis, good evening. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Zo. Yeah, what actually going on in Liberia now is happening to a lot of people. People got to look at your credibility. The way they say my family come first, my family come first, my this come first. Sometimes that certain thing you got to look at and go for it. Sometimes they will say they will get hammered on it. You say, I'm not going there. Mr. So when you go in the villages, the people get a law there. They say that water stream, you can't go inside it. When you go inside it, this is what sometimes you define the people in a person, you go there, something will happen to you. But you go there unknown to the people, nothing can happen to you, you know that? So now what's going on in Liberia? The thing happened to us several times in Liberia. Myself, I was in Liberian government. My first in Liberian government was to work to Liberia Civil Aviation Authority. I was in Liberia Civil Aviation Authority in 19. I was Eddie Johnson first to power. The first time my boss man gave me money for Eddie Johnson to go cash it. That time the son was Central Bank governor. You were the governor at Central Bank. You were the governor at Central Bank. The bank president? I think the bank president. Because Central Bank, they're the governor there in the bank, they say they get the bank president. But they can cash the check, all they want, the chancellor was the boss there. So I told my boss, man, they check. Somebody told me about something before. I called him, I told him, it's a Richard Williams. I said, they check. You put in my name to take cash and go to Eddie Johnson. Boss man, if you want to fire me, you can fire me, but I'm not doing it.
Oh, they tell him to put in your name?
Yeah, he put in my name to go and cash it and give it to chancellor to give it to him. Then mean that my name will show to the public that me the one get it. I don't own the checks.
Oh my goodness. They use you as a scapegoat.
Yeah, so I said, boss man, happy emotional time. One guy used to collect checks, go cash it 2 million, I don't want it. Today that guy walking by land. I can't do that, boss man. He either put it Eddie Johnson in, I go and give it to the son, and then with the son to cash it and give it to the man that this is about me. I'm not going there with my name. It happened between me and Jeremiah Solomon. He called my boss man fired me. I said, boss man, that's for you. Because he was going Banga. He was opening a clinic in Banga to a home. Okay. When before we see what is agricultural company in Banga there?
Carry.
Me from Grand Gila.
The agricultural before we see Jeremiah Solomon, the home row on your left hand side.
Right.
Carry. Before we say carry, you can tell the push row on your left hand side. Go there. I was going to go represent because he was our boss. Because at that time you were Minister of Transport. So I told my boss, I don't get a car to go there. So he said, "Mama, you can use one of my car."
Okay, let's make it quick here. We're running out of time here. What's the central point here?
So first of all, I rented a car. I went there. He said, "Why I park by him on the road with speed? So I'm gonna buy the car. He now want to sell the car no more." And today you check in the Liberia what they call corruption, what they call that report there, that money there. Bosman said, I'm gonna take the money and sign and get it. I said, Bosman, Jeremiah will sign for that check. You see that check there, it's there. I said, Bosman, not do it. So every time Bosman myself disagree, I said, Bosman, don't have me. If you say I have visa to go to America, I never be. I don't sometimes you gotta look at your credibility. So now you can't force yourself, look at the past people, what happened to them, who trust them. For what Costa doing now, we're going to trust him. Even the job we are going to. A job we are going to tomorrow, so you want to tell me how minister position you want, who is really?
My brother, let me tell you, that is just not the reality. That is just not practical typically in the African politics. They are never, African politicians are unwilling to take a political risk. The president will never denounce that. The president will never reject that. But I can tell you, if it were in America, they would say, they would, even if they would accept, they would make that they would denounce, make it publicly. You saw John McCain, just ordinary voter, somebody who was saying something at a rally and took the microphone and said, no, what you're saying here, it doesn't represent my campaign. It is not what I'm preaching. You think a Liberian politician can do that? Every alligator will come, they will embrace it. At the end of the day, the alligator will chop their head. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Let me go to the. Okay, but you voted for them. So well, they already practiced. You made a senator, you made a representative. So what would do now?
The local people, they're not getting the message they are giving the local people not getting it. So if you hear with the local people, if you want to say on the platform, then they can hear it.
Who told you that? They put a gear new more than you. Let's go. Okay. When I
go to my people, when I come from Moravia, when I go to my people, what I tell them that what they will believe.
You must say that.
I'm telling you serious something. All of them looking at that children.
Everybody in Liberia, regardless, that one thing I know, for a little time, everybody in Liberia, if they not even get food, they get out of here. The funny Chinese phone get some kind of FM to their email, they listen to what
that one.
They get one there. Okay, let's go to this number here, 210 number 0089, and I'll go back to the live field. Are you there? 210-0089. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. Welcome. Yeah.
Thank you for the show. Something I want to discuss now, pretty boy. Number one, yesterday I wanted to call was really caring concern that job. You see, that my daughter and I left food in Arizona coming. Now let's do the man, that one
I don't know, you started trouble the evening, you wake up from an hour in night.
But I took a but look at the man, he's still there. See, from the time everybody said that Arizona people, Arizona must support Nigeria. I mean, listening to him, he just got it there. And now I want to be behind. The thing I politics, and I'm not politics. Now, how you say, you say, and I show that you say, the get silent voter, when you're telling he say, in like no silent voter, then he never used to listen. The get silent voter and the community disappear in the race. But and then he said that there, he the bad Arizona community, I don't know Braca, you want in the race. If you want Braca, go support Braca. But now, every day when he come, he say, what, this, that. You don't want to be honest with the topic. Now, because you look at the talking about Henry Costa. Henry Costa, Mana, the end say that they're well with devil. We think they're well with devil. When Prince Johnson was on the other side, they were beyond all the Warcraft. When Prince Johnson was on the other side, and I Prince Johnson that they were. So what you gotta do with Harry Costa? They Harry Costa away other than that. If you Harry Costa left will not become anything. I told somebody, do you favor? You be ungrateful to the poor. But all on social media causing Harry Costa. And Harry Costa decided to go back to the CDC. What? Now they won't start again.
So quickly, so you welcome me, you like it, right?
Me? I love it with 2023. I care.
Oh my goodness.
The time President one after they said the one not starting here, I had to me, I know the way. Hey, that's the arm and all she had been here.
So the same road I have, market I hanging bamboo now, eh?
Then I said I wanted to win election. I wanted to work for Prince Johnson. What do you want to win election? I don't want my Harry Costa. Wasn't I own the one that taking benefit for Harry Costa? The three in the harbor, and then 3 hour harbor to reach the river will cross it. The man worry about we are Harry Costa. Yeah, if I go over there and then he get that he told to advise Arizona Kobe to join President Wia for 2029, the decision again. I know the people support Braca, that's somebody to Trump Braca and look at Arizona Kobe. I 2 fingers inside.
Oh my goodness.
Man, the one, you know, go for me out. The one I said, we're not forcing him. You know, you go John there.
Thank you so much. But when you're talking about Pajo, you're not even convincing him. Okay, anyway, maybe Pajo will decide.
I'm not convincing. Everybody will never be convinced. So,
you know why, yeah.
Concerning that, they talking German. Ain't see that the people are talking German. Yeah, he said, he went and he didn't say the government. Now you're not working in America. He up every day. I can hear that me every show. He's looking for that show. But the one
who's working any government?
But then
don't attack my
who's talking about? Hold on, she's talking about because I never working any
government.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your show. I'm watching.
You see, we're in there for a long time. So everybody, they protect their own alligator. Today, it will not good for you. Today, it good for me. It is why it is. But yeah, Pajoy, let me just.
Yeah, what is it? Someone, one of freedom fighter, that the next man rebel.
Yeah.
Somebody rebel, that's somebody else's freedom fighter.
Exactly.
But let me say this. Look, we are human. But I would tend to, I partially agree with what Kete said. You know, the value of human being, principle of what you stand for, good or bad, hold fast to it. Because that's how people make judgment. That's how people pass judgment onto you. So I get it. But, and what they're saying here in Costa, who said that his party was working with George Weah to destroy Mr. Edison Cummings? It was the same here in Costa, he on tape. He said it. Now his party was working with the Weah government to destroy Cummings. He said it. So, hey, for me, that's Henry Petro Costa's decision. And he carry it. Whoever you want to support, fine. But the question I ask, a lot of see the outcome of the election, whether he will be able to make that impact. Let me see it. And the next thing I want to say is, all the things that we're talking, they are all general agreement. Yeah, they might give you some money, maybe in the back door, and say, hey, when we get the position. That's it. If the win didn't get you, there's some man wait. You just gotta wait. And I know, I have seen Weah action. So seeing all the things you have said, all the things about him, going back there, or the people, as a CDC, will everybody accept you? These are things somebody take on somebody's decision. Will everybody welcome you with open arms? Or it just was the friend of convenience that, okay, we're getting in here right now, but after everything, boom, you go on. So we have to be very careful with it, especially in politics. Decisions I will make, because some of those decisions we will have to live with for the rest of our life. Whether people can trust you. It's all about trust. So let me just close on the note, because I saw you were saying something. Liberian politics, or politics as a whole, Liberian politics particularly is different. When they say country in Liberia is a different thing, Africa is a different thing. African political science, they say country first. But in Liberia, Africa is a different thing. Country is the last in Liberia and Africa. That is, the individual interest comes first. Then, his family interest comes second. His friends come third. The country comes fourth. That's how it is. So all the people that say, it's just that they want to use that as a means to get to where they want to get, or the country. But it's not been about country in Liberia. It's always about the interest. The interest comes first. Because if this is not true, then why these people? You not consult people that follow them. And what makes you great, Mr. So, in politics, it's not that your eloquence or this and that, no. It's the people that follow you. That's what makes you a leader. The people that follow you. Because In any situation, even in war or rebel activities, the guy that had the larger number of men, his opponent are afraid of him because of the men he got behind him. It's not that he is this magical guy. No, it's the people that look behind him that they see. When Henry Scott's went to Liberia, when the government said they wanted to arrest him, that crowd that showed up at RunOff forced the government to change the decision at the time.
Right.
The last time he went, did you see that crowd? Nobody was there. So you can see that leadership, the followers, they are gone. They are doing a whole lot. So wherever you go, yeah, you will tell few people, but would that be enough to change the trajectory of the country? No. So I just want to leave it on that note. I wish him well. The supporters, the down-headed supporters of Henry Crocker will still follow him. Those who believe in him will still follow him. But I don't think that the popularity he had, John 7, after that, you think it's what he carrying today? No. Why do you think Henry Crocker left the show? Why do you think? He saw the feedback, the blowback he got from the people. He could not stay on the radio. He could not stay, and even for him to come back now on that radio, he may use a personal platform, but to come back on that radio, yeah, some people just can't listen to the Tabata, but he may not have that command again of that leadership that he had.
Let's get to the line here, get your closing quick 1 minute each, and then we can wrap up here. It's a little after 10. Esther.
Yes, Mr. Song here.
So thank you. We are about to go. Endorsement. You when you making your own endorsement?
I don't think my endorsement will have any impact or anything there.
Who told you
no, she can endorse me.
Who told you that?
She can endorse me so I can
okay, on a serious note here, the day set now is November 14th. What should be the focus? What should be the focus? We really didn't have enough time because the candidates were so plenty. I'm not sure whether we're even going to have it for these last two. Again, the president, well, we know the record. Unlike the last time, there was no record. But do you think we heard enough from Ambassador Boyka as a person who looking for this job, or do they all need to come back to tell exactly all the things going on around who will really will do the right job? What we need to focus on now?
Thank you, Mr. So I think right now the two presidents, the two people we have to go and vote for comes November 14th. Should still come and tell the people, the reason why, and maybe people's mind could change. And right now, any number is important. So if like George said, that maybe Mr. Costa don't have the numbers like before, but with that number, maybe we're making fun. You never know. Every number is important right now. So if I was on any of these teams, I will focus on winning people over. I will focus on campaign and just stop bashing people because they chose to go on the other side. And that's like Liberian politics. People are not held accountable for anything.
Right.
So we want the government to change. We want to use our funds inappropriately, misappropriate our funds. We should hold them accountable for that. But what are we holding those we follow accountable for? You will come and tell me this person is so bad. We watched all of them, Freddie Prince Johnson, Jeremiah Combe, and every one of them, Henry Costa, the Eugene Falcon, they say all the nasty things about this other person, and they're going back on that same team. What the followers, what are you holding accountable for?
Nothing.
Are you not going to make a decision on your own, or are you going to make them to think for you? So how do you expect to hold these people accountable when they get into office if they're not truthful to their words that they tell us? If we elect them when they get them, want them to change overnight, and then we want better Liberia? That is not going to be possible. The change comes from us. We, the citizens, we are the people that have to change. So I think if I was on the team right now, Stop bashing people for which thing they follow. Try to win people over. That's the most important thing. The number is important. So yeah, Mr. So that's what I will do. But again, thank you so much for having me, and all these officials running here and up and down. You can call Costa, you can say anything to him. Those who want to follow him will follow him. There are people who still believe in him and will follow him. So I think just try to fight for the number.
Man, probably key, of course, because they say you buy the $6,000 they buy it. I mean, it is. I don't get it. Thank you so much.
No, I mean, he has a message. He carries messages for some people.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, 203 number 2578. 30 seconds. Go ahead quickly.
Yes, thank you very much. You were talking about endorsement and so forth. But the reason, like the country that we all live in, the reason for which administration are changed is from performance of government. If you have full performance of governance, then regime will change. And this is why other people serve 1 term and other people serve 2 terms. So I, for one, I will definitely support the Unity Party for that reason. Because the performance of your year, let's say Mr. Weah for this 6 year is very poor. A lot of people are suffering in Liberia. I personally I don't hate George Weah, but the performance of the government for this 6 year is very, very bad. So for that reason, I definitely will support Joseph Numa Boakai. And if he performs the same way we are talking to you guys on the calling on your show, we will call and express our view the same way. You know, like if something is black, it's black. If something is white, it's white. So whoever go indulge, whether you been flip-flopping and then because you took money, so you want to go and say, hey, I take this side. Liberian people know that you already burned the bridge that you're supposed to ride on. And there where I stand. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to give a view on your show.
Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate your expressing and participating. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to hearing your voice again, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, great. Okay, Wharton Carter. What are we?
Yes, sir.
What's the take-home message?
Well, again, I would just remind Liberian people that they should be very smart, careful, and examine every information that put out there on social media by talk show hosts or whoever journalists, because the decision they make from what they hear will affect them for years. And I think the conscientized advocates and radio talk show hosts or whatever journalists to be very sincere in the message they preach. But George said something over there that was very misleading just now when he said when Costa arrived at the airport, there was a huge crowd that made the government not to arrest him. The government never wanted to arrest Costa. Costa put on his own thing to gain his own popularity or to boost his own morale among the people.
Okay, that's Serena Sifo said it. Serena Sifo, your answer is a general.
That is put out there.
No, you know, man, I don't lie.
It should be consistent and it should be factual.
Let him finish making a comment.
People came out and they lie about $16 billion. We knew there was no $16 billion making, but we propagated those messages to the extent that it destroyed or it even made our government not to be effective as it's supposed to be, meeting the needs of Liberian people. And we think it was, we messed the government up, but a lot of people were challenged. Our people are still in urgent poverty. And then we think we get President Weah to the extent where we will cause our country not to move forward. You think you're doing the President Weah? He just one man. What about the millions of people that are in our country that are starving, that are suffering? They can't make it. Our words, the things we say on social media, the things we do, will affect them negatively. So we should be positive. If President Weah did something wrong, we talk about it. But we shouldn't propagate lies. And these people that propagate lies, they come back and they flip-flop making us to look like fools. Because I keep saying, those are people that support Unity Party today, Prince Johnson, and here Prince Johnson said bad to them, but just said Parker and Prince President Weah. Everybody was like, oh, and today the same Henry Costa did the same thing to President Weah before the election. Then he praised him after the election. Then he went back again and started saying bad things. Now he's going back again. And people, it's like the ocean. The wave
Thank you so much.
And that's a sad thing.
Okay,
thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Peter. Okay, David?
Yeah.
Let's hear your final word quickly.
Yeah, my final word, I'm not being too regional listed or travel listed. But I believe that people from the eastern regions when it comes to presidency or development, I'm not sure they are developmental people. Because you see when you have president that served in government for over 27 years as president, and he never carried no development in the region. Then you got another president like King that served for 10 years, there was no sales development. But today, they blaming vice president for 12 years. They say you are carrying development.
So
it don't work that way.
So those presidents that served 27 years, other years, did they carry any development in other places, in other countries or so?
I don't really see real development that they carry on the 27 years. You were there, you had school, you opened school for girls, take people and put on the ship. When you come to America, you never were clean. Only the time you were sick, you go clean. To come to London, to go to the hospital. So
no,
look, he has school.
No, I don't think your statement was general. I'm just saying the other president that were there, you said they were in president. You say you don't think the presidency should go to the Southeastern because people that were there for X number of years and they did not carry development there, correct?
Correct. But you see, the president from the central region, which we call Wilelo, I don't know when they call Wilelo. You know who they call Wilelo.
So what's about me?
Wilelo brought development.
So what's about the other people? So which presidents specifically, I'm curious, you're referring to that they were there from the Southeastern, they didn't carry no development, and I'm asking if they ever carry other development.
From the Southeastern.
Are we referring to Samuel Doe, for example?
Samuel Doe also there 10 years, no development.
Yeah, but he did development.
So that what I'm saying, besides, I don't know what specific development you're talking about. Is it a road, infrastructure, the economy? The developments are in different from which specific.
President Tubman built quota in a farm plantation. You can't put it on the road. He's never built even quota to go to happen.
So the question I'm asking, did he do, besides he not carrying road to the southeastern side, did he carry any other road elsewhere in any part of Liberia?
President Doe, I think yes, in the western side, he carried road the Bamagila Highway.
Right. Is that part of Liberia?
It's part of Liberia, he carried little development. It's just on development.
Was that a bad thing?
It was not a bad thing. But the one I'm saying, when people come on the show, they criticize, they person to do this, they person to do this, they person to do this. And we have some president there. I go, you know why I let the woman here, the woman that did a speech, what the woman name? The woman that they had a war before.
Let's leave it there. I just wanted to get a little more information.
Yeah, that woman was very nice. And also now that woman is acting neutral. No baka, no trouble, because you know what you talk about both of them.
Thank you so much.
So when you say something about people, keep your integrity.
Thank you so much.
Don't go join the other people tomorrow, everybody looking at you.
Thank you.
People will look at you, but you will not look at them today. They will look at you tomorrow. You will feel it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So, Terry.
Yes, sir.
Here we are. So now, maybe, who knows? You become, this is a signal for you, Terry. You're from Maryland, right? Is that Maryland? So,
Maryland,
so it looks like this, everybody from the southeastern side now has been put into this basket of deplorable. Though were there, the man said, third man, Pokota in your town, in your village. So I'm just telling you now, if you're president for Liberia, you better carry road to the southeastern side. All right, that. Okay,
Yeah,
so we have a problem as a people, as a country, as a nation. We do have a serious problem. What's your take-home message?
Yeah, so my take-home message will be for the rescue missionaries to not be distracted. Your presidential candidate.
Which church you from?
Church of Liberia.
The rescue missionaries. We're not from the folklore church.
No, the Church of Liberia.
We can go over
Church of Liberia.
The prophecy is not for all over there. No prophecy can come from there for all. So, but however, I want to say is that we should not allow ourselves to be distracted, because this is what all of these endorsements is going to do to you. You have 79,000 voters who voted for Jeremiah Kuhn and Ambassador Boyka. You have 800,000 voters who voted for President Weah. Your focus should be to depopulate President Weah voters by giving them the reason why Ambassador Boyka should be voted for. There were a lot of propaganda that came that Ambassador Boyka was sick. Ambassador Boyka is about to die tomorrow. By the same people today that are endorsing President Weah, and it went sideways. It did not work. The people overwhelmingly, over 79,700 and almost 100,000 people voted for Ambassador Boyka. All right, that make him to come neck to neck with the incumbent for the first time in the history of Liberia, to come neck to neck with President Weah, 43%. All right, that means Ambassador Boyka's name is ringing in almost every part of Liberia. So your priority, you should not get distracted by the propaganda you're going to be hearing these few days, because you're going to be hearing the propaganda. Like you talk about, like if you even listen to what Costa said, right, it does not correlate. Why? Because he said that Ambassador Boyka, told him that he wanted to kill him. So on the basis of that, he said that is the main reason why he withdrew. But as Costa himself said that President Weah people then, even when he was with Winston Tubman, had to drag him. They almost killed him during that. When he was with Winston Tubman, he had to escape. It's just so to get all of that. And based upon that, he left the CDC. He went back to the CDC again in the 2017. He again claimed that he was almost killed. He had to run away to go to Sierra Leone. So in this particular thing, who gains? Is it President Weah or Mr. Costa? I think Mr. Costa standing as a losing end, because people will no more believe the things he say. And I think that Ambassador Weah gained the more out of him, because now it will be reported that all the accusation he raised against President Weah was not true. So now it's about what can he tell us that we will believe. So I see people that they got a picture of you, Mr. So was saying that authentic, but there is nothing that the picture is not even clear. I zoom it to look at the something that was on the doctor. I'm not even seeing any writing. I just see like somebody and people can do Photoshop. They can switch pictures around. So when we say that these things are authentic, it's not proven yet until it can be clearly proven.
Honestly, I don't know the essence of putting those things out. I saw some text messages, and we all know that he's been within the close proximity of Ambassador Boyka. That's the same sort of distraction. So if you even knew this man, this is the dishonesty, and that's what I don't like with some of you people and all of them. For some of us, we say it, but Liberian, they are such another people from different planet Earth, because when something is happening, when you say it, the first thing is say, oh, this person jealous of this person, the person is jealous of this person. That just doesn't make so sense. It sounds so stupid, because these people continue to deceive you over and over. And people put your heads together and you're cheer, then you're celebrating. But by the time they turn around, then they become enemy. It's just a complete waste of time.
So to just close Mr. So for 30 seconds is that which one is much bad? Ambassador Boka said, I got information that the people say you want to kill me as my son. Well, you could say, well, that statement made me to feel bad, so I don't want to work with you anymore.
Right.
But you say you're going to endorse the man what you claim and told the whole world that this man wanted to kill you, and everybody saw you running away in Sierra Leone. So which statement really made you to depart? Which one is strong enough to say, you know, I'm not going to endorse this papi because he said that, you know, the people say I won't kill him, but I will endorse the man who everybody know that chased me into Sierra Leone, that wanted to kill me. What kind of sense it make? So a rational man would say, obviously something was put forth. This man did not just make the decision on the basis of what he's saying. That is what analysts would say. Like for me, that is what I would say. But again, this is the kind of society we are living in. People make decisions on the basis of what they see. The people they like, once they like this person and you say things, they will not analyze. They don't even care to analyze it. They will flow with you. But my own advice to our people is that do not allow yourself to be distracted. I think we need to focus more on the campaign, focus on endorsement. Aaron Costa have his right to choose which side to be on. You have chosen President Weah. You don't need to go after him. You don't need to fight him. That is his decision. Focus on the ball. Focus on what you are achieving. You already have almost a million people that is willing to vote for you. Focus on how you can beat that number. Focus on it, and that is what it is. Ambassador Boka, stay with me. In my opinion, the best candidate in the race. Thank you very much, Mr. So.
Thank you. Amos Joyce, you're smiling. Are you telling us capture your imagination to get you over or what?
No, not to get me over actually, but
why? Why you can't get over? Why you don't want to? You don't have a candidate again, so why you don't even want
to? Mr. So we'll talk that later. I will tell you, look, my value, when I say I support something, I support it. When I say I don't support, for me to change my mind, it takes me because the thing is, I don't want someone asking me yesterday, you did this. So why not? So that's the kind of person I am. So that's just me. But what Terry is saying, if we're in a good society, not a godless society, so many people will not even be calling that name again because it will just be irrelevant to the whole matter. Because there will be so many questions about the credibility. But it's being the kind of society we are in, that's what we're calling so many people name today. But as he said, if I were in Buckingham, I would not even bother with so many individuals. Just go out there, telling the people what you want to do for them, that they should vote for you. You know, the Edwin Snow thing you're talking about, you know, it's the same society thing we're talking about. This is the man who are holding the president's hand up. When you build it one, you build a horse for the people, and make sure you carry Bomi Kante. The president did not build the horses. He lost Bomi Kante. Then he got the audacity to go stand in the Senate. Oh, we're trying to break bread together. Really? So it's because of friendship. The people that whom you represent should suffer. Now you come back, oh, I think we need to do business differently. This guy trying to calibrate. But I can tell you one thing tonight. If just a person we are winning the presidency, this time around, the possibility of them controlling the Senate will be difficult.
I agree with you.
The possibility of them taking the House of Representatives as Speaker and Deputy Speaker will be difficult. And let me say to Mr. Snow, the kind of victory that I see, if the owner was Edwin Snow survive for the next, how many years? Is it 6, 7 years again?
Gene Davis, come on.
If President Weah win the Senate, and President Weah win the President and the Senate, but if President Weah they don't control the 2 horses, Mr. So you see, they will record so many people. So many very senators that are sitting, they will record them. Because the only reason that so many people survived was because our chair and Buffer Chimo. They could not, even if the people went collected the 10,000 signature, it would not come to the floor. But if these people, Buffer Chimo gone, if the opposition take that seat, they take our chair seat, they will record some of these senators. And if they record him, watch my word, soon will be one on our list from bombing. So this is a danger that they put someone they have put themselves in. So they should pray God. The God they pray, they should pray God that George Weah will win the presidency and win the Senate and the House. But if he win the Senate, I mean the president doesn't win the House, both houses, that's a serious problem. And if the Joseph Boga win, the opposition will take over the Senate and the House of Representatives. So many senators that are there now, so many senators from CDC or wherever who did not work in the interest, they will be recorded by so many people. So these are some of the things we're talking about. Government, your representation should not be based on friendship. You are there, you come from a different region to represent the people. Yeah, there are times you can cut deal, but the deals that you cut sometimes, you don't go to that point that your people will suffer.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you'll be left alone.
For your people.
You see now, you think President Weah can go and campaign for Snow? No. Snow is left to fend for himself now.
Right.
TJ is gone. Vani Sharma is gone. Dr. Toba is gone.
Maurice
Satoma gone.
Communal Wizard.
Communal Wizard gone. All that men are Communal Wizard. These guys will be doing of the Senate, looking at his parents working from LU. These were people who were champion, who were said they were champion the cause of the Liberian people students. Communal Wizard is a guy who's supposed to be in the Senate to say, hey, this guy, he ain't got to go home to campus. But look at what happened. They swept all of them. Akaya Graydon, who were taking this thing that would do the Solomon Jordan, will kill people. Look at what happened. So the only hope some of the people Ghana is a person we are winning, Akaya Gray will get a cabinet position, Solomon Jordan will get a cabinet position. But if he doesn't win, we always start counting Lepo in Liberia again. So I just tell people,
okay,
those who want to represent the people, go there and do it with sincerity. Put the friendship one side, do the people job, because when you do the people job, they will reward you. And if you don't do it, you will pay a price. Liberia is changing. The country will not remain like this.
Yeah, so United Party having a rally tomorrow, right? Is that which is today? Almost is that today?
Actually, I don't know. I'm not been following them.
Yeah, I think they're supposed to have a rally.
Yeah, but they're supposed to keep. It's not time to keep the momentum on. You got to start motivating your people.
All right, guys.
Definitely, you got to do that. You have to,
guys.
I think they're kind of slowing down a bit on.
And Kete, let me tell Kete. When Costa was going to Liberia, your Solicitor General, Serena Seaforth, go and look for the tape. Said they were going to arrest Costa. Serena Seaforth said it.
And he was on the show.
He was on the show. So, Kete, I don't lie. My little brother, I don't lie on people. I don't lie. Serena Seaforth on the show. He said it. But the backup, because when that crowd, when they saw the crowd at Rafi, even for Costa, when he was delaying the countdown, the people were getting agitated. So, Kete, I don't lie. I got nothing against CDC to lie about.
Thank you so much. All right, guys, that's how we're going to conclude it. More conversations in the pipeline. Terry, thank you so much for your time, for all your expertise, your tolerance in these national
Terry, how many money are now raised now?
What you going to do with
our money, Benny?
You say you want
We're waiting for
Oh,
you to come in.
yeah, your own,
We're
when
begging
you
your
pay
old
that,
man
will tell you.
to come our way. That's what we worry about now.
Okay, guys. So thank you so much and have a pleasant
Yeah, you're good, man.
All right. Okay, that's how we're going to end this event. I'm Afonso Zain. So to all our viewers and listeners, if this is the first time, we say thank you so much for always being part of this conversation. Your comments, your tweets, your interactions, and even your phone calls, your disagreement, expressing your views, your opinions. This is what we welcome on this network. This is why we do not sanction voices here. However, we just try to maintain civility. Respect other people's views, their opinions. You can disagree, but you can also say your part. We want to thank you so much for this. We are looking up what in that's November 14. Liberia will decide, and now we're going to know exactly what it is. Interestingly, our correspondent in Mangibi told me today, and that seems to be the case. Nathaniel Falomangi seems to be more active. I think he's been put forward more or less to play a really active role into the campaign. Remember, he should have been the person to be the face of the campaign within that interim. This whole sanction thing came about. Now he off with his own campaign. So he sees he as much as some sort of figure. We all have a lot of issues regarding him. But I think he's one of the person the president was relying on, or the CDC. He know how to make up, to how to put his voice together. I think as compared as Eugene Nambe. So Maggie, we saw him today going all around. What are he going to be going through out of the country and all of that? That's something we're waiting to see. But I can say, following the politics and how things are going, it is not over. For those political parties or those pundits who say, oh, we already get it in our column, I think you just finding yourself in a fantasy land. Now, this is the most crucial part of this whole election, where you have the resources to drive voters to be able to get. Now, I'm not talking about buying something, but where you can identify your voter, your high court voter, who you get, who it is guaranteed that they're going to vote for you. Remember, the senators, the representatives, they are not taking part again. These people with the main candidates, they were all on the ballot. What happens to the man who is not on the ballot again in Sano? Will he or her supporters at this time they will go? And even if they are willing to go, who has the resources to facilitate their going and coming back? That's the crucial aspect. And that's something we are waiting to see. We're waiting to see. Normally in runoff is not as competitive as the first old traditional election. Runoff turnout is always not impressive. So when it turned out for this one, when it becomes impressive, we're going to be watching to see how it's going to be playing out. That would give a sense to see exactly how it looks like and what's going to happen depending on which region. And let me just say this to the Spoon family. There was a specific word. I like to quote people precisely, but I just slip on my mind. But I think this sort of tribal, regional sentiment is horrible. It's not something for us to encourage. And this Kowu, she's one of the person that pushes this line. I don't know why. Because when you do that, you kill the substance of your message. You kill the substance of your message. So the question now becomes, do you want to vote from the southeastern side or not? I just don't get it. If these people are voting the way they are voting, perhaps somebody needs to find time or somebody needs to talk to them. It shouldn't be a section. It shouldn't be judgmental. Why are they voting that way? What is the reason? And when you throw all of them, you makes it difficult for your candidate and for even your supporters, because you're making them to feel that they are already being antagonized and that you don't need them. And bear in mind, some of your supporters who are almost the face of your candidate, they have said some ridiculous things about the people. And for you always to come on the network to rehash those words, it just simply tells people the lack of political tolerance and inability to accommodate other people's political views and opinion, and the ability to change and twist their minds around. I think it's unfair. We can't question people if they vote the way they voted in Mount Gibby, the way they voted in Mosorado, the way they voted in Lofa County, the way they voted in Nima County, or Nima Lofa. That pattern has been there as well as the people in the Southeast. But when we begin to single out particular group or particular region, it tells me the inability of these people who are looking for state power to even bring people together. Then it's like something is being held within. So when you need the people vote from the Southeast, you need to go there and appeal to them and tell them why this guy should not be re-elected as the president of the Republic of Liberia. But for you to say that if anybody says something, oh, because he's not from the Southeast, or because he's not from Grand Jada, or because he's not from Grand Cru, that's a regent. You have no control. I don't care what you do. Whoever gets there, you have these people to deal with in the sense that they are part of the society. They are part of Liberia. They will continue to be part of Liberia. And there's no way that you can alienate a group of people to say because they are never giving you your political support. It comes back to the point that politics is all about interest. If people not feel secure with you, no matter what you do, their loyalty will be to those people. And so we all know how polarized the society and how fragile the process is in Liberia. We all know that. And we do not want to be repeating this thing over and over. We try to get over it and let the democratic process to play out. But for a group of people to sit on a particular network and they think they're going to be doing that and get away with it, hell no, that's not going to happen. You want to be the president of the Republic of Liberia, you need to reach out to the length and breadth of the country and talk to every voter, regardless of their regions, their locations, whether they are within your proximity. You need to make that case. You need to be persuasive and start getting in your feelings, your emotions, and be too sentimental because they didn't give it to you. They didn't give that vote 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So it is judgmental. No matter why, you will not go there. And you have some of your people to sit and make stupid comments, and you're still not willing to take charge. It's ridiculous, and we need to point these things out. Because these same very people who are saying, who are becomes the talking head for these people, they were one of those who were defending this very government we're talking about. What we were all talking about is, well, in as much it is, this guy wasn't ready to be. And he was not taking some decisive decision that he needs to take. And that some of the political backlight is coming at him. If you can capitalize that as a strategist or as a person who tried to preach this person's message, and you want to drive this in a regional or sectional politics, then you're going to be fighting a losing battle, because then you're making the people you scare the people away, and they're going to be taking the decision, oh, I don't care what we do, these people, they don't want to be part of us. All the people will not appreciate what we do. All the people, we don't trust them. So it's just, I don't get it. We need to get over that. It is wrong to question people why the way they vote, or why they are giving their political allegiance to a particular political party. Politics is all about deal. And so when people are talking about country, yes, it's country. It's not no country. They're talking about themselves, what they're getting in it. We saw how this train was going to derail from this whole CPPP with the first document, which was very, very divisive. And I raised a very loud voice on this network. The liberal from Totan told me it was none of my business, and they were playing and they're going to fix it. And he was all over the place here, shouting, moving to left and right and stuff. Here we are. I'm waiting to see why it is. When Costa takes his position, There are people who endorse Ambassador Boyka, it's okay. There are people who endorse the president, it's okay. You need to cut through the corridor and take some of their votes. And part of that is to have that appealing tone. But when you become desperate, you put yourself in that state of desperation and you're getting mad, you're just raising your own blood pressures or something, because that's not even going to help. It's not going to help. And this is not going to change. This tribal and sectional politics is part of our political system, and it will continue to be there. But if you are talking for the institutions, if you're talking for political parties, and I can tell you the Southeasterners, they have been used, the very communal we said, there were people who challenged Dubanya. Those were people who went to jail who challenged even the Samuel Doe government. So the Gedia Gupa and the Gedia Basa as well, they took on the government in several ways, forms, and contexts. But in everything, security is almost. All you need to do, if they have apprehensions, which I don't know, but you talk to some of them, you hear what some of them says. You need to get there and talk to these people, hear their side of the story, why they are behaving like. And this is why we don't sanction people. We don't let people to when people say something here, if I know I have doubt and I'm obligated to make the audience to go further to know what he or she is saying, I will ask the question that is necessary. It might not please you, but for clarity's sake, and that's how the conversations of the country should be kept. But people take national conversation to be their personal or family or some sort of quarter area, then you're not ready. Then don't, if you're a baby and you toddler, you're wearing diaper, then don't talk about national politics, because it's not going to go your way. Just how you see it, people are going to interpret it in different forms and context as to how they understand it to be. You are on an obligation to define and be more precise in your argument. That's how you get people over. But they call your leader their name, and everybody bursts into flame. They call this person, they burst into flame. And we see why it's unfolding. By the way, honestly, if we really want to be honest before ourselves and we turn this camera off, some people should not even be talking. They should not. I think they should forfeit their right because of their characters and moral standing in the community. They should not be telling people to persuade, to influence the election process. We are saying here, there are a lot of reputable people here. What happened when they did some stupid thing that went away? You can't hear them again. But Liberia, we celebrate anything that comes our way because we do not have a sense of direction. And so when you start doing that, another group of people will start thinking, wait a minute, there seems to be a hate. There seems to be some sort of resentment against this person, that person, or this group of people. And that's where it backfires. Yeah, some people are not supposed to be talking about the country. They are not. But when you say it's misunderstood, misinterpreted, oh, he or she jealous of this person. If you do not have the moral rectitude, if your character is in question, how the hell can you question my character when you yourself needs to be checked up? You're not clean. I'm not clean. So why you should talk about me? Just zip it up. Period. And every day, it's all sort of drama, entertainment, creates sort of thing when we should be able to inform, educate, and tell the people, open the eyes of the people that are taking their precious time to see and give them that opening eye to make an informed decision. We are also aware there are propagandists that are doing their job. But what are the records of these people? You were there yesterday. You were there day before yesterday. All of a sudden, you jump on this other end. You begin to season your thought. You begin to restructure your thought. You begin to give all of the excuses knowing what you know now, not telling us your political reward. And you think some of us just going to believe you? But we know that's how politics works. It's all about interest. So obviously people that celebrated you yesterday, they will not celebrate you today because there's that big political device. It doesn't matter people's self-condemnation as to what's going to happen to you. It doesn't matter. These were some of the things that we forecast way ahead of time, that some of these people does not have the moral rectitude to shift the directions of our country. But we're in a free world, free society. So everybody, be in the opposition or the GOL, somehow, some way, and even the electorate themselves, people in the media industry, they all protect and defend their own alligator. They would only yell for rescue for 911 when they get to realize they are about to go in the belly of the same very alligator they helped to raise, nurture, and feed. And that's why it's happening. We are at a crossroad. I think it is within the good framework of every Liberian to make their own good conscience. If they can allow those that are seeking for this job to draw the contrast. How can you tell me all of these thousands of young people with a red barrel, the blue barrel, the green barrel, are they just running behind you for no reason without you, without any political reward? Absolutely not. How can these people be integrated into society? What is the plan for them? Or you just telling you, oh, we'll do it. How are you going to do it? How will the development, the infrastructure come into being? What are the motives? What are the steps that you are taking on to give me a clear indication that you are on that path? What is your strength as your leader? It's just insufficient to point out one or two things is happening, so we must do this change. That's not how it works. Be able to convince, be able to make an argument. And for God's sake, some of your surrogate, they are doing so horrible, and you just do not have the guts to call their attention. That's another indication that when we put you in this house, we'll put you in this building, we'll put you in this mansion as the chief occupant to make decision for us, you will be disaster as well. Because you just do not have the courage to even chastise or reprimand one of your own. Yet you want to be leader. And the reason the president is struggling today too is folks around him, they were not honest with him. And he allowed it to happen. Yes, I'm caught up. So we're going to talk so and talk so. He forgot his base. Literally the same thing with Joseph Boyka. We know traditionally, for whatever reason, the Southeastern, they have been voting with you because they see you as one of their own. And the few at ease, whether they have been benefited or not, that's a different conversation. But you did not look back. It's like you polluted your own water road where you go to fetch water. Look at the roads. Any other person you talk to from that area, they're all sick. Whether they can get back there in time, that's a different game. We will see when the process takes place. If politicians, if you cannot solidify your base, anybody, if you cannot hold your base tight, you are heading into a disaster. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. Now, everybody, whether people who are enjoying, who are not enjoying, it happens. This record seems to repeat itself continuously. It happened in the 90s, in the 80s. How many cabinet ministers during the Samuel Doe were from the really crime ethnic tribe? How many ministers that you can come to a proper minister? And even look at some other high-profile positions every other places or so. But guess what? When the push came to shove, Everybody were put in there, and everybody think was it, and that was the danger of it. We seems not to learn a good deal of lesson from that. The sectional and tribal line is still being pushed. If you want to lead the people of Liberia, you must, and it is your obligation to reach every length and breadth and tell them and reassure them and promise them and give all of your political tone why you want to be the president and why this person should not be re-elected. It's all about ideas, political ideologies. That's about it. Nothing good comes so easy. If you want to lay down in bed and you think you're going to be elected as president or you're going to be elected as senator, and you are just assume that people are going to do it, you are on a sloping land. It's 11:04. We have had enough. We're going to leave it here. More conversation going to be continuing here as we move towards the presidential runoff. While on air, you know, the horrible news that took place in Maine. I was just getting the light here, watching on my other devices here. The shooter or hearing, according to what major cable network reported, that he was found dead. He killed people, destroyed other people's life. One person died. What is that? This is why it's so important when we're talking about country, in as much people will be tension packed for whatever reason, we need to make sure that peace and tranquility prevail in that country. All the people you're talking about together, they will not even know you. You will start getting mad and calling you. So why you want to hurry your head? George Weah wants the presidency. He needs to make his argument to the Liberian people. Joseph Boyka wants the presidency. He needs to make the argument to the Liberian people. And the decisions, the vote of the Liberian people must be respected. It doesn't mean because if it doesn't go your way, it means that's not it. No, that's not how it works. That's a democratic process. You still have your Donald Trump here who still believes that Barack Obama is not the president of the country. Does that mean Barack Obama, Joe Biden is not the president? Does that mean he's not the president? He will live with it. It is why it is. So no matter what we do, we always have this sort of something. I think all you need to do to be a little tolerant, to be a good listener, to be persuasive. Let people see the other side of you. But all of you around these people, your temper rising like somebody put yeast on a flour to bake a bread. And they want us to feel free with these people. You're pressing the minds of these people, and they might end up making some wrong decisions in the overall office. Because when people say little thing about your leaders, you all get upset. You get mad. You call their names. You're from this region. You're from that region. Is that how you want? Is that what you want to carry around the presidency? If we're called to be an advisor or some sort of a person close to the president that gave you position, it means you're going to hire people that only supported your party. That's the indication. That's the interpretation to some of us. So we want to make sure that we got to educate people, whether you like it or not. We have to tell you. That's the traditions of this network. We don't say it your way. We don't tell it your way. We say it as it should be. You have the right to accept, the right to reject. But guess what? You are the best out of the rest. Because that's why we say that. You still come back to listen to us. And we believe in you. We respect your comments. We value your tweet, whatever it is. Whether it's for or against, you also have the right to challenge what we say, to verify what you say. Be careful what you listen to, because those things does impact your decision making. And the fake news is all over the place. False news is all over the place. These people need to tell us exactly how their people will live. That's the conversation. I want to know how many jobs you intend to produce if your guy is elected as the next president, and how those jobs are going to be created. let's see your roadmap to prosperity of Liberia, the prosperous of Liberia. And just kind of talk and nothing. We will do it. How are you going to do it? That's the question. Who are those people that you're hanging around that when you get there, it will be a clear indication that you're going to do it? They will never answer those questions. They will not. And I was saying my friend and brother, Gibson, recently on Spoon Network, that's what happens to you. You as a politician, you want to be a politician, and you close the door on yourself and close under the window, there's no way to exit, then the kingdom crush on you. This is why when you're talking, you leave a vacuum. So tomorrow, if you want to pivot, you can pivot with a justifiable reason. And that's the same thing with Costa. You say ridiculous things. You say things about government, about opposition. You swear you're not going to do those things. And all of a sudden, you somersault 365 degrees times 2. And you think the people were not listening when you were talking. So you make yourself vulnerable. You talk yourself into the lion's den. And that's what happens if you have your own network that you build and you work for. If you don't validate it, nobody will validate you. I expect him to have known better. You think I'll leave from here and go something? Other people have invited me. Why? You ever saw Will Blosser going on Sean Hannity show? Or you ever saw Lauren Ingram going on Jay Tapper show? Your identity is your identity. If you don't know the purpose of your own mission, you are caught in the spider web. And that's what happens. So if you say yourself, the boogie track at you, you have yourself to blame. Have a pleasant evening, and we'll be back here during the week for more conversation. Bye-bye.
Everybody, everything's going bad. The situation getting worse. Everybody in the country getting mad. It's on the state, poverty on the rise. The leaders them making empty promises. Promises with no damn strategies. Yeah, this is better days, money in the pockets. Oh, after holidays only for the bosses.